presentation of the ESPN Chicago Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
Brought to you in part by Xfinity. Get the fastest connection to the White Sox and stream the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. By Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. By Postman Law. Injured? Postman delivers. And by the Advantage Dealer Group, home of the 60-minute guarantee.
Listen to every game all season long right here. This is the ESPN Chicago Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
Waddle and Silvy are back. Follow the show on Twitter at Waddle and Silvy and at TWaddle87. This is ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Sweet.
Bring your ass.
Is locked, cocked, ready to rock.
I want to talk about the Bears, baby.
So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the Bears. We are back in the building. Hallis Hall, Lake Forest, home of your Chicago Bears.
You need a towel?
I do.
You're going to bet the over before the ball's kicked in the air for the regular season.
You'll have to wait and see.
You're going to bet the over.
You'll have to wait and see.
If you don't, it's just an illogical, whatever decision on your behalf because you love the quarterback. I know that.
Yeah.
And everything you hear from the head coach makes sense to you, and you love that as well. I think we had that on audio.
Yeah,
so.
It came. I don't know how this got picked up. It's my second live mic incident here at Hallis Hall. The first one had to do with the Twitch camera. Remember when that wasn't muted and before we were on the air? And I was giving Big Cat some crap.
Yeah. And usually that's no big deal because we give him crap straight to his face.
Of course.
Not
it's
not
a ball
just
busting festival.
Yeah.
He's going to join us, by the way, tomorrow. Usually on today at 4 o'clock, but because we have the White Sox and we're getting on late, Big Cat's going to join us tomorrow. Is it also at 4 o'clock, Tyler?
It will be at 4 o'clock, yes.
All right, so it's 4 o'clock tomorrow for Barstool. Big Cat Joniak is going to join us. But I was sitting along the wall. And we'll tell you everything that happened at OTAs. I think we're both excited over things we saw, but yet we're not going to magnify them or think that any of it will translate. It's just
just
one day.
The facts.
It's one day of observation.
Yeah.
This is why we're here. And you do with, I always say this, you do with the information as you choose. But Ben Johnson, met the media, and I'll play you some of the bites. It was a good 12, 15 minutes. And like every press conference the guy has been in, and I understand, and I even tweeted it out. I go, bookmark this. Because if and when he loses games and we're mad at him, remind me of how much I loved him back in the offseason. So this was the end of the press conference. I think it's in. Isn't it, Justin? You got that in?
Yeah, we got it ready.
All right, so this is at the end of the press conference. I'm sitting along the wall, not near the mic either, so I don't know how this
Without
happened.
pants, which is really odd here at Hallis Hall.
Almost got kicked out, but they said, look, we know who you are. It's not ill-intentioned, so just sit there and enjoy. I was sitting next to Pat the designer was to my right.
Did he have pants on?
Yes, he had pants on. We all
probably
had pants
Zubas,
on.
right? He probably had Bears Zubas on.
I think he's too young for Zubas. I don't even think he would know the reference to Zubas. And to my left was Caitlin Sharkey from WGN, and then to her left is Ruthie Polinsky from CHSN. I would love to watch her one day. Still haven't gotten the network.
All you got to do is pay for the app. You watch some White Sox baseball as well.
That's right. So anyway, I'm not paying for the app. So anyway, he everything he said is just like I'm nodding, sitting there, and this is what happened. I turned to them as he said his goodbye, and then the live mic picks me up.
Thank you.
That's creepy. It sounds really creepy.
In case you couldn't understand that was me whispering to these people far away from the microphone. I love this guy. I love him.
This should warn you that in the future, just know everything you say or do is going to be picked up by the boom mic.
Yeah,
so.
and someone said someone accidentally, someone tweeted it out. It's been going around YouTube. Our buddy Brendan also tweeted it out. Shagru. He tweeted.
That one's really not that hard.
I can never get it.
Just remember, Shagru.
It's a bit by now, though. So
I don't think it is.
Shagru.
Right.
So anyway, it wasn't an accident. I tweeted about it. Everything that he says makes sense. Watching him in practice makes sense. And remember, I was in love with Nagy after the first year too. So who knows where this is going to go? But right now,
this is different.
What did you? So let's get to first of all what you saw on the football field today. The OTAs have been going on. I don't know if this was the actual first Phase 3 OTAs. Phase 3 of the offseason program is when they get on the grass. So I don't know if today was the first one of these, but it was the first one where it was open to the media. And once per week, they open these to the media. It is, quote, optional. But attendance was pretty high today.
It was. There were some guys, I don't think Kyler Gordon was there. Look, I as I've said, if you have an excuse, fine. If you don't have an excuse and you're just choosing not to go because this is optional, that's not something I would advise my clients to do. I wouldn't.
Luther Burden, we didn't see.
He's got a soft tissue issue he's dealing with.
Was this from the minicamp, the rookie minicamp, or
Yes.
is this a separate thing? Is that
whatever it is, he would have participated. It's not because he hasn't signed yet. It's because and I think they talked about that. I think that Ben, while you probably were, Lord knows what you were doing back there.
I think I was tweeting about some of the other stuff. Maybe I missed that.
Yeah,
part.
they addressed that. They said that in the didn't they, Tyler? That the Luther Burden is dealing with it, just a soft tissue issue, no big deal.
And other than that, I saw Colston Loveland leave the Peyton Center to, I think, go back to
He's not
Dallas.
available. Yeah, he's not able
rehab.
to.
Yeah,
he's not able to practice.
Yeah,
right
he's got the shoulder. He told us that, and he's progressing nicely. But he cannot take part in any of these things as of now. He should be ready around training camp.
I just look, and again, you don't, like I've said all along, and I'm sure people are tired of hearing me saying this. I said to my kids growing up, you don't get extra credit for not doing drugs. You don't get extra credit for showing up for things like this as well, because this is their job. You're paid handsomely for this. That's just my perspective. I get it. It's been collectively bargained, and it is optional. But I would be advising my clients, if I was an agent or I was somebody that was, just giving you advice, especially with a new coaching staff, show up. I love seeing Jalen Johnson here. I love seeing DJ Moore here. I love seeing Cole Kmet. I love seeing all those offensive linemen show up for this. I love seeing Kevin Byard out there. I just like seeing guys go out there and do their job. And by the way, as you mentioned, the pace was outstanding. It was a 2-hour practice. And again, you take it for what it's worth. I said to you guys, and I said this to Tyler a bunch, that's as high-paced and I don't know the best way to describe it, but that was as good of practice or as well-run a practice as I've seen in quite some time, going back to training camps last year. That, I think they got more out of that than a lot of the training camp practices. Now, again, you're just in helmets, but the pace is there, the purpose is there. 2 hours. Guys weren't hanging around, sitting on the outskirts of the huddles, jacking around. Everybody's paying attention, everybody's focused, everyone's going full speed. It was just, that's the way it's supposed to look. I'm not going to give you extra credit for it because this is the way it's supposed to look, but I'm happy to see that it looks the way it's supposed to look.
Sure, and again, we could make fun of ourselves, if they're 0-3 or whatever.
Absolutely.
But the signs look good, and this got everyone's attention too today. There was a play where Cole Kmet lined up, and I don't think I've ever seen Cole Kmet get yelled at by the previous coaching staffs. He's such a likable guy.
Hard worker. I mean, he's not going to loaf.
Yeah. This isn't to indict Cole on anything, but there was something that he did that wasn't right as he lined up, and Ben Johnson blew it dead, and he went after Cole Kmet. And then he corrected him, but he was hot about it, and I think we have a bite about this. The Ben Johnson on how he coaches players hard. I think the question, I don't know if the question's in here or not, but I believe it was Adam Hogue who asked the question, something about you seemed agitated out there, and then they were talking about Cole Kmet, and this is how he responded.
Yeah, I think the great ones, they want to be coached hard, and that's really the assumption we're making with all these guys. They all, at one point in time, they've either come up to my office or DA's office or Coach Hightower's office, and they've all told us how much they want to be a good player, a good team. They want to be a part of greatness, and so we're going to treat them as such, and part of that is coaching them hard.
Do we have the bike guys also where he talks about whether or not he was agitated? Because I don't see that on my board.
Don't think so, no.
His response was...
Yeah, if you guys could pull it, we'll play it, but go ahead.
No, I mean, his response was I thought was humorous. He said something to the effect of, what did he say? He was like, that's just the way it, I mean.
Yeah, he goes agitated. He goes, agitated. Did I seem agitated?
Yeah.
He goes,
I work on his body language or something.
Yeah, and then he said, look, that's how we do it. It's normal. What you saw today is normal stuff. Yeah. And we had never seen that. We'd never seen the previous coaching staff get on guys. Yeah. And it's refreshing to see.
Again, I don't know how it'll look at training camp. My guess is, and it's a strong guess, and I would put a hefty sum down on it, that training camp is going to be run in similar fashion, yet the intensity will be ratcheted up several notches.
Yeah.
But that's the way it's supposed to look. You're supposed to be out there for more than 30 minutes. Guys are not supposed to be lollygagging in and out of huddles, and they weren't.
Yeah.
It was crisp. It was a good pace. Guys were actually – the effort was there, and it was a business like that's what this is supposed to look like.
It's supposed to look. It just makes sense. Like we always yelled, and you, me, Dion, we would always say, make it make sense. In the last 2 years, it hasn't, and now things are starting to make sense. Ben Johnson, a couple of other things too from today's practice that I took away is Dennis Allen's defense. They practice a lot like Lovie Smith's defense would practice. So they want all offensive players to finish the play. They want them to continue sprinting, and there was one time where DJ did not reach the end zone, and the defensive back came from behind, and he punched the ball out. The defense is expected to swarm to the football even after the play and grab the football or continue to punch it out of the offensive players. It was a characteristic that the way they practiced under Lovie, it's very similar. Dennis Allen's defenses has always been good at taking the football away. Also today, for what it's worth, it's the first OTA practice observed by us. This could change many, many times. It was Amagaji today taking the first snaps. He took the first snap at left tackle with the first team, and he remained at left tackle with the first team.
He looked to me like he was laboring at times.
And his first snap, it took him forever to get out of his stance, and he got beaten. I don't even believe Trapillo. He's a rookie. He's just coming off a rookie mini camp. It's not even training camp yet. Trapillo, as you expected, is lining up at left tackle, but I don't believe he was even taking the second team snaps.
I didn't see him involved much as well.
He was third team left tackle, and the Bears today, as far as the quarterback snaps are concerned, take nothing away from it. I'm just giving you observations from the day. Caleb is obviously first team, and then they went with Case Keenum getting the second round of snaps, and then they went to Bajent. Now, is this to just get, Case Keenum's feet wet because he hasn't been here? I don't know, but that's what we saw.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that Bajent is going to be their backup quarterback. I think that because he hasn't been part of the organization for a while, maybe they give him some extra snaps. But I think that Bajent is pretty secure in being their backup.
Rome had a very good practice. He sung the praises, Ben Johnson did, about Rome, saying for a second-year player, it looked all really, really good for a second-year player.
Well, they're going to use him properly this year.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the total is. I don't know. I haven't seen a site yet that has his receiving totals. I know there are some props out there. I've been looking for his because I'm ready to hit the over on it.
I don't think that, I've seen some projections on different sites where I don't think that they've listed him as contributing as much as I anticipate him contributing. You may get good value on that because I think he's going to surprise some people, as I've told you a bunch in the past.
What would you set it at? Because last year he had over 700 yards receiving, and he was third. And remember, Keenan Allen's gone now. So I don't know how much value you're going to get because that's what he did in year one. Wouldn't you expect it?
He may turn out, though, he may prove to be your number one wide receiver.
For sure.
So, I mean, if that's the case, I wouldn't rule out a 1,000-yard season. So I would go over all of what his totals were last year. Because, again, I think you're going to be used properly, and you remove Keenan Allen from the equation, and that was, in my opinion, Caleb's security blanket. 1-2, if it ain't open, I'm going to 13 was pretty much, the standard for them last year. So I think Rome will be used more, in a more proper fashion, and I think that he'll get more looks. Now, look, I think that all three receivers last year were targeted over 100 times. So they threw as the coach says, they threw the piss out of the ball last year. But, yeah, I mean, I think you just got to watch that kid. I think he'll blossom this year.
All right, when we come back, I want to have a discussion about the Caleb situation. It really isn't a situation. But he didn't speak today. There are a lot of sensitive Bears fans out there who are saying, well, it's a non-story and this and that. And I'm on Caleb's side on this whole thing. I think this should have been an easy open and shut thing for the starting quarterback of your football team to just meet the media based on that and then just get it out of the way and move on. And a lot of people are talking about why they didn't think he needed to meet the media. I think there's one thing that would have been interesting when he does speak. Ben Johnson discussed it. Ben Johnson met it head on. He brought it up in his opening statements. I'll play those. Your questions for us, if you want to chat, 312-332-3776. Cubs win today. The White Sox lose. The Bears head OTAs. The tush push lives. And there's no change in seeding for the playoffs. I think I hit most of that coming up. There was also a change of the onside kick rule that we need to get to. Joniak coming up in 10 minutes. We are loaded. Live at Hallis Hall, and you're home for the Bears. It's Waddle and Silvy.
You're listening to Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports.
The trip up I-94 is a tradition for Northside baseball fans.
And IKEA is giving you the chance to join us for our annual trek to Milwaukee in July.
You can register at the Schaumburg and Bolingbrook IKEA stores during their annual sidewalk sale. On now through May 26th.
Hit the road with Cap and J Hood. Thanks to IKEA. Get full details at ESPNChicagoContests.com.
Friends, Tom Waddle here.
And this is Silvy. We're excited for the 5th annual Grip It and Sip It golf event.
If you're selected to be part of Team Waddle and Silvy, our sponsor, Great Clips, is providing well-styled fairways and sharp-looking greens at Seven Bridges Golf Club.
But does that guarantee a win?
Hell yeah. We're gonna be great.
Grip It and Sip It, June 11th, presented by Yuengling Flight.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical joint pain relief with over 50,000 satisfied patients. If you're suffering from knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, or hip pain, imagine living pain-free again. No more discomfort holding you back from the things you love. Hey, it's your friend Tom Waddle here, and what's truly remarkable about QC Kinetics is their use of regenerative cell therapy. This cutting-edge treatment restores the tissues in your joints using biologic growth factors, natural healing agents strategically placed to repair and rejuvenate damaged tissue. The best part? There are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. This is a non-invasive, natural option that gives your joints new life without the risks of traditional treatments. Imagine enjoying your favorite activities this summer like golf, tennis, or pickleball without being slowed down by joint pain. The consultation is free, so don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today at 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955 and learn how their innovative treatments can help you live a pain-free life.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. With excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options, I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook for yourself.
If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit BeBolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and let me tell you about the great people over at Automatic Mechanical Services. They've been a trusted name in comfort in Chicagoland for 80 years. You can rely on them for HVAC services for your home or your business. Their highly trained technicians are the best and offer fast, responsive support. Automatic's team is ethical, and it's easy to see why they have been relied upon for so long. That's my team at Automatic Mechanical Services. Visit atomatic.com today.
With more than 200 flavor notes, Woodford Reserve wows your senses, delights your palate, surprises you with every new scent and sensation. It elevates an evening into an event, giving you a new experience with every sip. So yeah, Chicago, Woodford Reserve is more than a spirit. It's a spectacle for the senses. Kentucky Straight Whiskey, 45.2% ABV. Woodford Reserve Distillery, Versailles, Kentucky. Please drink responsibly. Woodford Reserve is a registered trademark, 2025 Brown-Forman Distillery, Incorporated.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Follow Chicago's Home for Sports on Twitch at ESPN 1000 Chicago. Waddle and Silvy are back on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago.
All right, before we get into the Caleb matter with Joniak, I want to play you a fun bite from Ben Johnson. This is Ben Johnson, how he ended it on the tush push. The amount of energy the league and other media people have put into the tush push debate it really has driven me crazy. Like, I didn't think it should have been banned, and it wasn't today. It came close, but like, I'm not. If it was, we all would have moved on.
There were some heated conversations amongst owners, I think, and NFL management folks too.
Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, brought Jason Kelsey to the first meeting. Then they went to the owners' meeting, and things got testy. And didn't he say, like, how we have this special play, and it's like everybody's, quote, blank dream, that you have a play that's unique to yourself or something like that?
I'll get you the quote here in a second.
All right, here's Ben Johnson on what he thinks about the tush push.
Man, I tell you what, does it become an explosive play ever? Have you ever seen a tush push become an explosive play?
Did it become a first down or a touchdown?
Yeah, I like explosive play. I like big plays. So I'm not a big tush push guy.
All right, so don't forget the Bears take on the Eagles. I believe that's the Black Friday game.
I believe so.
So we'll get that, I'm sure. That soundbite's going to live there, but he is very confident in what he does.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't run away from it. You're not going to get anything bland from him, and that's for sure. He's intense, he's direct, he's focused, and when he talks, things he says, I think, resonate with most people.
All right, so I want to play you some of his opening statement. We'll play as we talk to Joniak about all this. Joniak will give you his thoughts from today's OTA 2 hours. Good stuff. A lot of people spoke today, too. Joe Tooney on his contract extension. Grady Jarrett. I could listen to that guy speak. I hope he's got a lot of stuff left because if he's great, he's going to be a star in this town. And countless others spoke today, but not Caleb. But it doesn't seem like, at least in my mentions, that anyone really cares. I don't know what the big deal is.
I thought he should have spoken today.
Yeah, I would have done it.
Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, and I'll give you the reasons why. Not that this is a big deal, and that for that reason, it's another reason to speak, because it's not a damn big deal. So what are we running from here? We'll play it coming up next.
This is Waddle and Silvy. Waddle and Silvy on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago.
When you're on the mound, it's all about commanding the zone and bringing the heat. Now, when it's your turn to perform off the field, are you throwing fire or are you just throwing the soft stuff? That's where Blue Chew comes in. It's a performance enhancement for the bedroom that helps you bring extra confidence when it matters most. Blue Chew delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable tablet, so no swallowing pills. And it's all done online. No awkward doctor visits, no pharmacy lines. Blue Chew ships discreetly right to your door. Licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Made in the U.S. of A. and shipped direct, so it's cheaper than the pharmacy. Whether you're a North Sider, South Sider, or just trying to be a fan favorite in the bedroom, confidence matters. Blue Chew helps you show up ready every single time. Get your first month free at BlueChew.com with promo code ESPN. Just pay $5 for shipping. Chew it and do it. Blue Chew, your playbook for better performance.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Right, your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas. Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner. Right, your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Cap and J. Hood here with Howard Ankin.
Hey, what's wrong, Cap?
I slipped on the court and I pulled a hammy.
You did a slip and fall?
I know who to call.
He's playing hurt.
Seriously, anyone who experiences a slip and fall injury should call me at 312-6-million. Auto, truck, rideshare, medical mistakes, I'm here to help.
Yeah, but this one was Cap's fault.
I need some new shoes.
I might be able to find a cold pack for you.
Injury Law Made Personal is Howard Ankin, our attorney on the Cap and J. Hood Show. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000.
This just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Live from State Street in the heart of Chicago, you are listening to the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago. And this is Waddle and Silvy, WMVP, WTBC, HD2, Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Old Navy Superist superfans are inspecting this season's football styles. Great fitting tees for every team, like
the Bears.
Sizes for the whole family.
The babies.
Buy team gear now and get $10 in super cash.
The bargain.
Hey, great job, fellas. Let's roll.
Get back to football. Now through September 3rd, buy team gear and get $10 in super cash up to $30. Old Navy.
Come fun, come on.
was the commercial where Waddle, Joniak, Ditka, and the late, great George Wendt.
I found it yesterday, Jeff,
Good
and
job.
I showed it to the guys.
I was going to bring it up.
Yeah.
This was a television commercial back around 2011, and it was for Old Navy, as you just heard.
Yep.
And we went, like, as we were reminiscing about George Wendt and talking about how great of a guy he was and all these memorable things, maybe the most memorable thing he's ever done, forget Norm, forget the Superfans, it was the Old Navy commercial with you guys.
It was a unique experience for me.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I was very apprehensive about doing it. Why? Because they had us come in the day before and get mustaches made.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Had to go and get makeup, mustaches, get fitted for the
Had our
clothes.
own trailers.
Had our own trailer. What do I do with this big trailer?
What did you do with the trailer?
I was just sat in there for
I
a
sat
little
in there
bit.
and ate and drank.
Why? I did not do either
drink
of those
alcohol?
things.
No. There was no alcohol
I
in
was
there.
too nervous. Couple things I also remember about it. Ditka was highly agitated because he was wanting to play golf and had a card game, and he was on the phone with his agent.
I got things to do.
And he was yelling at him, and he was I think he was out of the country, so he couldn't really manage the situation.
I think Coach came in a little late and then stood around a little bit, and then we got that thing rolling quick.
Right, and I know he had a couple guys lift him up on the shoulders.
Yeah.
And he warned him, "You drop me, we're going to take it. We're going to take it to task." And then he goes, and I remember the producer was saying, "Create."
Yeah.
And Ditka said, "Listen, buddy, we're doing one take, and then I'm leaving."
Yes.
So that's it.
Yes.
One
Amazing.
take, and it's a mic drop. He just didn't even need a script.
And what George went to during all this? He just went with the plan, right?
Yes, but George went. We had lunch. Remember, they had a big lunch. He's sitting around, and I remember he said this. He's just talking in mid-sentence. Hey, anybody got a joint? Anybody?
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
100%.
I don't remember that.
He did.
Yeah.
And did you have one for him?
No, absolutely not.
Nice man, wasn't he?
Nice man. Told us about his experience at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe I was talking to George Wendt.
I know.
It's incredible.
He was a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah, it's such bad news yesterday.
Yes.
We reminisced. Jeff Joniak is joining us here. We're at Hallis Hall. Bears OTAs today. I want to play this for everyone, Jeff, because I thought, Ben Johnson, the stuff from the podium, I don't know if you saw it either. It's going around right after the press conference ended.
No.
The mic picked me up, turning to Pat the designer and to Caitlin Sharkey, and I said, I love this guy. I love him.
The mic
and it's
picked
going,
it up?
The mic picked it
It's
up, and
viral?
it's going around Twitter. I don't know
that's
about
awesome.
Welcome to the club now.
Yeah, I love that. I do. I love, and as soon as I came into your booth, I turned to you. I go, I love this guy.
Yeah. No, I love listening to him talk. It's
we stood next to each other
there's
at
content.
the Piccolo presentation.
Oh yeah.
Like there's just every time he's it's worth listening to what he has to say.
Yeah,
100%.
All right, so here's Ben Johnson. This is his opening statement, and I think he does a good job of sort of taking the tension away about the Caleb stuff. So here he sums up everything that went on today.
We've had a great off-season program so far. We're, call it 6.5 weeks into it now. The first 6 weeks went really well just from what we've objective-wise. We got a lot of players, not just as football is concerned, getting better in that area, but they're working hard in the weight room and conditioning-wise. We're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger as a team, and that was really the number one objective that we're looking to get done. And so that continues on now that we've hit face. It's been nice to get out on the grass and get a little bit more full-speed football going. We're making mistakes just like we thought we would. Second day of install here today, and you could tell we had a little bit more mentals and more pre-snap penalties, and the little details kind of fell to the wayside. So we'll clean that up as we go, but the guys are working their tails off. It's fun to watch them compete. It's been fun to watch the coaches coach, and really excited about the direction that we're headed right now.
He continued to talk, and then he just went right into this. I don't even think this was prompted by a question.
It's come to my attention that the quarterback's been out in the media over the last week, and just to get out in front of that a little bit, I just wanted to say I wasn't here last year, and so I can't speak too much in terms of what it was like before he got here and when he got here last year, but from my 4 months on the job, he's been outstanding to work with, and and we just are focusing on getting a little better every day.
And here's one more about the book and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, we talked about it last week after it came out, but he's his own man. He's going to be treated as such. I think we're both really looking forward to turning the page on years prior and focusing on the here and now.
Yeah, and I thought that was good that he addressed it. I would have liked, and I know, Jeff, you may have a different thought on this because we were debating it. I don't think it's a big deal. I commend Caleb for doing his due diligence with his dad. I think most of the response from fans has been, do you blame him? That's not, like, fine. Like, just say that. It's going to be in the book. The questions that I wanted to know more about, because I do have these questions, I think most people would if you're a sane fan and you're just not a sycophant, that you would want to know to what level of the film watching was and the lack of coaching did he not get, and what went wrong there. That, like, we know the coach got fired, we know the offensive coordinator got fired, but to what level was the dysfunction? And I know it's in the past, but you still have the same president and general manager who oversaw the team then running the show now. So if anyone thinks, well, this is just on the up and up now, you haven't watched Bears football over the last few decades. So while I love Ben Johnson, I still would like to know in more detail on how bad Caleb's development was snubbed by that coaching staff.
Well, I think it's just going to be about the future, though. There's not going to be any drill down any deeper than this. I think that was probably about it. And when Caleb speaks, he'll get asked the questions, and it'll be about moving on to the next thing. So whatever may or may not have been going on, I think it'll be pretty much quieted. That's what I think. It'll maybe discussion on talk shows, and it'll be written about, but that's my guess. So I think it's got to be about turn of the page. And Ben Johnson, that's what he would want. That's what he's going to want for this football team, because what happened right now is
none of it was under his watch.
Yeah, it's irrelevant to today and building what I'd rather focus on what is going on right now, holding guys accountable on the field, not letting mistakes go by. All the things that we were promised with his arrival and what he's set in stone. And I'm enjoying watching practice at the pace it's being played at, even though it's with no pads. Guys are full speed. I keep hearing from everybody in the building that this is going on in the meeting room. It's going on in the weight room. Mm-hmm. It's going on in every aspect. And I know it sounds cliche-ish, but the standard is the standard. So whatever's happened in the past, whatever went on,
with regard to
we'll
today,
learn it from other.
I wrote it down as well. It was a 2-hour practice, and the pace was professional and the way it should be.
Yeah.
And I said that I think this group got as much out of today's practice as any of the training camp practices I watched. Now, again, it's different because just helmets today, and you're going to have helmets, shoulder pads, and you did last year. But what I saw today was I just nodded my head and go, that's the way it's supposed to look.
I was fine. Did you do the same thing? Because there were times I was nodding my head too.
It's the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, just the pace, the intensity from the coaches. It sounds practice sounds different. It just sounds different.
From all those coaches too.
All the
from
coaches.
Antoine Randall, Al
Bieniemy,
to Dennis Allen
Richard
and Al
Smith.
Harris.
Yeah, Al Harris back there. But like you mentioned, Dan Roshar. Everybody's talking. I had a conversation today with one of the offensive linemen about Dan Roshar in a very professional manner, how he goes about it, because you think offensive linemen get taught really basically the technique's the technique, right? But there's subtle differences going on with that too. So all kind of great stuff. And
everyone was paying attention too, Jeff. There's no jacking around behind huddles. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that there will be some time for that when you're 10-7 or you're 11-6 and you've put some skins on the wall. But everyone is expected to pay attention and focus, and that's what you saw. I mean, it was just
which makes don't you guys are more excited about training camp then?
No doubt.
Really
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it because I think it's going to be competitive.
I was nodding my head on the Bajan to Boykin throw. How about the Roma Dunze again?
Yeah, Rome looked good.
Oh yeah, I mean things Things look good.
It looks different.
Yeah, it just looks different.
Yeah.
So
You know what I was happy to see, too, and we have not mentioned, and he was one of my focal points when I walked into the building, was Jaquan Brisker. Like, just to see him back on the football field, running around. There's a long way to go, but there's a lot of questions about him after he wasn't cleared for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's great because they're a different team with Jaquan Brisker.
And also Roschon Johnson. I mean, they need Roschon Johnson also to have that second back that the Thunder and Lightning you'd want. So he looks like he's fit. I've heard that guys have added significant strength in this off season. So that's a change in the weight room philosophy. That's significant. I feel it's been an important thing, and we'll see how that translates on the field as well. Again, I'm already getting ready for the Miami Dolphins in the preseason opener.
Jeez,
right?
You're already prepping?
Well,
I didn't even know they were opening in the preseason with the Dolphins.
But this is. So I was looking up the last time we played the Dolphins in the preseason was 2021. You want to know what the starting lineup on the offensive line was for the
2021?
Yeah. 2021 preseason opener.
So what's his name?
You're not going to get it.
I'm not?
No, I don't think so. If you do, I'll give you $100 right now.
If I get all five?
Was the last year of
the preseason. It was a preseason.
Yeah, but it was the last year of what's his name?
Kyle?
No,
Nagy.
Nagy.
Oh, Nagy.
Yeah.
Was Kyle still on the team?
No,
he wasn't.
He was.
Who was the guy that played center and guard?
Cody Whitehair.
What position?
He was playing guard.
He was the starting left guard. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So that's one. We got one. I know their tackles were they terrible? I don't think they were terrible.
Well, I'll leave that for you to determine, but,
I forget totally.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So the left tackle, he's still in the league, Elijah Wilkinson.
I would have never gotten that.
The center was Sam Mustafer. He's still in the league with Tennessee.
That's right, Sam.
Alex Bars was the starting right guard, undrafted out of Notre Dame. And Pig Simmons was the right tackle.
Who?
Latavius Simmons, Pig. So that I mean,
that seems a little mean.
2021.
It seems a little mean that you call him Pig.
No, that was his nickname.
Was that your name for him?
And then the starting offensive line for
Pig,
the 2020.
you are ridiculous.
The 2025. Look at how wow, that's a wow.
Yeah.
Right. No matter who wins the left tackle job, but you got Joe Tooney at left guard. You got Drew Dahlman at center.
Who was the quarterback?
Who was
2021? That was probably the Red Rifle, wasn't it?
Oh, no, it was Andy Dalton. It was Andy Dalton.
That I remember.
Now we're winning games.
No.
I got Piggott right, and I got the Red Rifle under center.
I'm just
Let's
saying.
go do this.
That's the plan. That's what I mean. Like
things are different.
Of course.
Things are
well,
different.
we said that, though, too, like after Nagy left the building. Things are different.
I know, but look at the names.
We've said things are different every year. Things are different
what
now
else
that Justin's here
wait,
and he's not Trubisky.
What else
things are different now that Caleb's on.
What else you gonna?
No, I know.
It's preseason. Like
I know.
we got to sell. We got to sell.
Time out. There's no chance that I sat here and after watching Matt Eberflus, with all due respect, Coach, do his thing and say it's different.
Principle. Oh, are you? You were
bite me.
Sucking up the hits.
Are you kidding me? The hits. The first thing I said was, if I need a guy to start spelling things out with the first letter of all of his words, I need to go back to high school.
You were like the ball. I'm all about the ball.
Yeah, you can find the tape. Find the tape. Find the tape of me telling you that it's different with this guy.
No, and I hope this is finally it. I believe it is. I believe we finally got our guy, a quarterback and the coach.
Yeah. So, yeah. But you got to wait until we start playing the games. It's a tough schedule.
You're going to be betting the over before the ball's in the air for the opener. He says he won't, but he will.
Oh, we got to do the game.
Yeah.
Have we done the game?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Can I take a year off?
No.
It's not fun for me.
Do you want to do it now, or you want to wait for later in the training camp?
I'm not mentally ready. Yeah, can we wait?
No.
But we got to do it before the season begins.
Like the way Hoodie and Cap do it is they do it 3 times, where they're allowed to change once, like now when the schedule comes out, once after camp. And
I'm doing it one time.
So when would you like to do it?
No, he doesn't. This is our game, not his game. He's just a participant.
Can we do it next week?
When you get called to the lineup is
Come on.
Is when you
Tom
have to be
says
ready
he's
to
not
play.
doing it. Have you had him on yet?
Well, he doesn't do it, though, ever
Yes,
with
he-
us.
Yes,
I
he,
thought
yeah, he
he's
did. He
done
did it
it.
with us last year.
It's just, I don't know. Do I have to do
What
it?
else did you see before we play the game?
What else did I see? No, I'm fascinated at the coaching right now. I keep talking about that. That's the one thing. I talked to some folks yesterday here, and I'm really interested in how they're going about their business and the respect that they're getting from the players, and from everything from there's no depth chart. There's going to be starter, who starts first at the first day of practice, but just have that competition factor going on, and that's what I like about it right now.
Deion Miller is also here. This is like our entire pregame show.
Hi, Deion.
Right now with
How
Deion
we
Miller,
doing?
ABC 7, also ESPN 1000.
So it's Deion's turn to go win-loss,
too. Are you back in 2025?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited about this.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So you want me to do the win-loss? I'll do win-loss with you.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
sitting here observing the three of you after one off-season workout is really entertaining.
What did you think?
I know. I know.
we see.
It's just fun.
We just comment
I
on what
saw
we see.
exactly that. I saw a lot of intensity. I thought that the pace of everything was cool. I know, Sylvie, we talked about it. Just the coaching staff. You look around and you're like, oh my gosh, Al Harris, that's a real coach. Antoine Randall, I want him to hype me up every day. He's just rushing across the field, getting so excited about every play that every player's making. That's what this group needs. And I appreciated what Kevin Byard said. Look, we have a losing culture. You got to come in and disrupt everything to try to change that. And I think they're feeling some of that. I really do.
Dennis Allen has a career resume as a defensive coordinator that has been impressive. There is a lot. I don't know how many games they're going to win exactly. I'm going to bet that they're going to win more than 8.5, which is where Vegas has it. I just feel, I know that it's different. Not sitting here telling you that they're going to get to the top of the mountain, but for the reasons Dee just mentioned, you've got a competent coaching staff. You really do. You have brought in somebody. You've invested so much on the offensive side of the ball. You go through the list with DJ. You gave him new money. You gave Cole new money. You drafted Rome. You fixed the interior of your offensive line. You drafted Loveland. You drafted Burden III. You brought Ben Johnson in and gave him $13 million a year because he was the most sought-after offensive-minded head coach in all of football this offseason.
All right, I'm betting the over.
I'm just saying, it's different. Now, look, this is why I'm also saying to you, and if it's fair or unfair, I think the young quarterback has as much or more pressure on him this year than any other quarterback in the league. First year didn't go the way he wanted. And I am not regretting the fact that they drafted him and not the other kid from Washington. I like that they have Caleb Williams. I think he will rise to the challenge. But I do believe there is a lot of pressure for all of all the reasons I just mentioned. I think he'll answer the bell. But it's different. I'm just telling you, it's different than it was.
Yes. Oh,
It just is.
I couldn't agree more, but I think what we've learned just in the last week that it's a lot more broken maybe than we even knew. There's a lot to fix. It's not just about the coaches coming in and establishing a new culture. There's a lot that has to be rebuilt around here. And I'm hoping this is the start of that. I'm not ready to bet the over on the win total.
I'll do it for everybody.
I'm just even this is how skeptical I am, you guys. Just in the last couple days hearing about Joe Tooney's never missed a game, and here I'm waiting for him to limp out of training camp and not play for a while. I don't know why my brain does that, but that's exactly where I go.
Yeah. I have to be honest, though, Dee.
I can't.
I spent with 3 weeks to go in the season when they were going to make a new coach or a coaching staff. I can't sit here and tell you. I told you every day it's got to be Ben Johnson. It's got to be Ben Johnson. Mike Vrabel, really good coach. It's got to be Ben Johnson. Mike McCarthy. It's got to be Ben Johnson. I believe in the quarterback. I believe in the coach and the staff he put together. I'd be disingenuous if I said, I don't expect it to be significantly better. They were better talent-wise than a 5-win team last year.
Yes.
I'm not promising anything other than it will look different. And if it doesn't, I will sit here and tell you I got it wrong and be happy to tell you that I got it. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I do believe that it will look different. They've put so much into this offense. If it doesn't look different, I don't want to get to November and have questions about the QB.
Correct.
I don't.
No, I don't either.
This is why I'm saying to you.
Yeah, we've got to know. We've got to know that at least he's the guy.
How much more support could you give this kid?
I don't care if he has 4,200 yards
I
or
don't
38
either.
touchdowns.
I don't
if
either.
we know he's the guy in December, All right, you guys want to play?
Yes. Let's get it over with.
Justin,
Come on,
Jake,
let's go.
can we get some bear down music in the background to play the game?
Here we go.
All right.
Oh, so Dion's doing it as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's so much pressure. I mean,
No, it's not. No, it's
This
not.
is
We haven't even had it the schedule for a week. What are we doing?
Your audience changes every 10 minutes. Nobody will remember by 6:30.
And it's your
I
first
don't want to hear
impression.
any baloney. All right?
You had him, by the way, at 11-6 last year.
No, I.
Yeah, you did.
You sure did.
Yeah, you did.
You know, I'm gonna be high. I'm gonna be higher than you.
Don't think long.
You mean in terms of wins or just like?
What now? What did you say?
George Wendt asked him for a joint.
you have a
Don't forget
joint.
that.
That's right, he did.
Just your first instinct. Give it to me.
First
Don't
instinct.
start
Raw,
doing
don't
math
start-
in your head.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
and you're not allowed to change your thought.
You're
You know,
right.
he
Never.
won't let you do it.
No.
Once you
Do it
speak
right.
it, it's the way it is.
Opening
All right,
game.
well, you know, it's going to be shock and awe. Win.
Opening day
Win.
at home
Win.
against
Shock and
Minnesota.
awe.
Okay.
You know, it's,
I
it's,
say win,
it's the first time head coach. They don't know how to figure him out. That's a dub.
All right. At Detroit.
Did you pick that, the dub?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
At Detroit. You know what? Bears should have beaten the Lions there a
Yeah.
couple times. I'm going dub.
And we'll call
I'm gonna
timeout
go
this
with
time.
dub. I'm
All
going
right.
to go with dub.
Dion,
I'm
what
going
do
to
you-
start 2-0 in the Ben Johnson era. I'm already working up a flop sweat.
See, I don't see 2-0. Now I want to. I'm sweating too.
The first time I did this
You
on
swore.
Michigan, on
You
State Street,
did
You
swear.
said it. You had a couple of swear words.
and I was soaking wet from the pressure and the intensity by which
Don't crumble.
I attacked
I'm
this.
mad I said win.
You would
in
think
week
I'd
one.
be in mental shape for this,
Yeah.
but I'm not. But I'm 2-0.
Well,
What are you
you're
doing?
already regretting your pick.
Yes, I think they're
Pressure
gonna.
bursts
I don't think
pipes,
they're going
Jeff.
to be 2-0. I think they'll be 1-1.
That's okay. I
At
got them
Detroit.
losing
Yes.
second week
yeah,
of the season
they lose
too.
in Detroit. Yeah.
All right. We got to go. We got to snap.
Okay,
what do we
got?
Joniak.
What do we got? Who's next?
Home against Dallas.
Okay, listen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 3-0 to
Okay.
start us off.
Dion.
It's not impossible, right? It's not impossible.
Dallas.
Oh, I
home.
hate doing this so much.
come
I
on.
guess Eberflus coming back.
It's the Eberflus revenge game? Is that
Bears
what-
win.
All right, good. All right, week 4 before the bye at Vegas. It's going to be a home game for the Bears.
Put them up, baby. It's just the way it's falling.
The Bears
I mean,
are 4-0 in Joniak's
It's
book.
4-0.
I
Will
say
be
they
the
lose
talk
that
of the
game.
league.
I say they lose that game.
They're going to lose at the
to
rate. How
Vegas
dare you?
Raiders.
I'm sorry. It's my opinion.
Don't let
ridicule
them
me.
It's going to
bother
be a
you.
Gino and
This is
Genti.
why I'm sweating.
Gino and Genti problem? Come on.
Why I'm sweating
Got to
right now.
stop the
All
run.
right, now this is the game of the year. This
I
is
know it is.
going back out of the bye week, Monday Night Football
We only
in
have
D.C.
4 games before the bye week.
Yeah, can you believe
All
that?
right, Bears should have won that game. So, I mean, they don't scare me.
Dub?
Bears! We're going for it. We're going to start 5-0. I saw something on USA Today. They picked them to go 6-0. Why can't I?
Okay.
You can't.
What? Who picked them to go 6-0? They win that
Some
game.
writer.
Some drunk
They
game.
beat
The
them.
problem
Eugene
they had,
and Daniels.
On
okay.
ABC 7.
Yes.
that, I mean,
Oh,
some,
man.
they
Does
had
this
them.
mean-
They had them going in the tank though at the end of the season. So I don't know where we're going to go here, but we could be looking at a pretty good year.
Does this mean you're going to miss our pregame show to go to TV's pregame show?
I'll try and do double duty like
All
I
right.
always like halfway.
I mean, this
halfway
is
do.
not this is not
Yeah,
impossible.
I love
Would
this.
you agree? Go ahead.
Yes, it is. No, home against New Orleans. The
that's
Dennis
a win.
Allen revenge game.
That's a win.
Come on. I mean, don't even
They're
ask.
7-0.
Jeff, you have them at 6-0 at this point.
Don't even ask. me.
Don't do the math. So
I
that's
know,
a W.
Don't even ask me. I mean, we're beating the
All right,
Saints.
now the meaty part of the schedule comes at Baltimore.
That's a loss.
I'm gonna have to go L on that one.
Yeah.
Their first loss comes then.
I'm gonna
Reluctantly.
go back to back L's. It's a tough.
It's a tough
AFC.
thing.
We're gonna
Cincinnati
really ride
then,
high
so
again.
Yeah, it's a loss.
2 losses, all right?
But entirely beatable also.
Home against the Giants. The G-men come to
You
town.
back
better
in the win
that
column.
game. Yeah,
Dion, that's a win for
That's
you?
a win.
All right, at Minnesota.
That's a loss.
Yeah, I mean, we took them down to the opener. There's going to be a little bit. I'll say L. I don't want to, but I will.
All right, home against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
He hasn't signed.
No, he hasn't, but I'm assuming.
He will.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the beloved in the home field advantage. I'm going
hate
with
the
that.
Steelers so
They'll
much.
be
I can't uncloud that.
If he's
Yes.
if he's on that team. Oh my gosh.
I know.
The intensity and
It could be flexed if he's on the team.
Gosh, they'll be
Oh,
going at
I
him
hate
hard.
flex games. I think that's a
Javon
loss.
Dexter's going to have like 3 sacks up
And
the
I
middle
hate
in
the
that
Steelers,
game.
but I think that's a loss.
All right, at Philly, tush push.
That's a loss.
Yeah, I'll go L, but yeah,
Okay.
I'll go L.
All right, at Green Bay,
Gotta give 'em a
December
few
7th.
L's.
Yeah, you have
At Green Bay. They haven't
Green
beaten
Bay.
Green Bay.
At Green Bay.
Yes, at Green Bay is the first one.
That's it.
Go ahead, you
they're
ladies
not, they're not
first.
suddenly going to win in Green Bay. That's not
Well,
it.
they
They
did
beat
last
it.
They
year.
won last year.
They beat
last
him.
The
They
Packers
beat 'em.
are
It's a new
0-3
streak.
this year. They've lost to the Bears. They've lost the playoff game, and they lost the tush push. Remember, they were the one who came up with the rule.
I still think the Bears lose.
All right, that's a loss.
I'm going
They
Dub.
haven't won in Lambeau in like 15 years.
They
How
won
long-
last
They just
year.
won.
Oh, you're
They
right.
just won this year.
Sorry.
Yeah, but D, they took
I'm
their
not even
guys
gonna remember
out.
what I said at 6:30
You know,
at night.
when they take their running back out halfway through the first quarter, go
Right,
ahead.
yeah,
You stay with that.
We've been saying the same thing.
Don't judge my choices.
All right, this is the Deion Miller revenge game. You're a Browns
I
fan,
am a
right?
Browns fan.
Home against the Browns.
Layup.
That's a win for the Bears.
Both of you guys grew up in the Cleveland
Yeah.
area, correct? All right, now down the stretch we come. Home against the Packers.
Home against the Packers. I'll say they win that game.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
I'll give an L. I'll give an L.
Wow.
At home?
Wow.
Just
at home in
parity?
We
December.
can't. We're gonna beat them twice.
You.
I think he's trying to balance the schedule.
I'm trying to balance it
Traitor.
out.
All right, 2 more games at San Fran.
It's a tough place to go to. It's at night too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
NBC game, unless
That's a
it's
loss.
flexed out.
I'll go. I'll take. It's a tough play. I'll go L.
All right,
Yeah.
and home against Detroit.
Win.
And,
Yeah, that's a win.
oh, wow.
Has to be.
All right.
What do I got?
Joniak's got
Do I got
1,
11?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11.
11. He did
Just
it
like
again.
last year,
everybody.
11 and 6.
11 and 6,
nothing
2
but
years in a row.
consistent.
Deion went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Ouch.
9.
9. Yeah.
Dion, what can we do
to
to
convince
sweeten
me.
that pot a little bit more?
Show
what
her.
can we do?
I gotta see
It's
more
the
than
sh-
one
show me.
off-season
It's
workout.
show me.
In
Okay.
shorts.
Okay. Well, that was
Okay.
fun.
That's fair.
I
That
did-
was fun.
I'm double layered. I got a
you
sweatshirt
sweating?
and a coat, so
You are
I'm
hot.
I'm hot right
Yeah,
now.
Oh, my
baby.
God. I could feel it through the jacket.
I even got a little crink. Is a crick in my neck
Yeah.
from that?
Yeah.
I
Whatever you
got
call it.
myself all wound up.
Just-
Don't say anything.
All right. Well, I'm in double digits
Yeah.
again. 3rd year in a row.
Not shocked. Not surprised.
Any last thoughts you guys have on the
I
Bears?
think it's going to be a very difficult schedule. I do.
Not by your, not by your results.
11 and 6
You
on a
believe they'll
difficult
be ready
schedule.
for it.
I mean, you have only 1 2-game losing streak, and you got a 6. Is that a 6 or a 5? Is that a 6-game winning streak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
And
Out of
Deion,
the
you've
gate.
got a 4-game losing streak right in the middle of there.
Those are
That's a
trouble.
tough part.
It is a
4-game
tough
losing
part.
streaks.
Deion's got them losing 6 out of 7.
Oh, come on, Deion.
I don't know what to tell
We
you.
gotta- we're gonna-
I'm in
we're gonna
wait
take
and
a
see-
meeting a
I'm
little
in
bit
wait
later.
and see mode. Don't I get to do this again?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything. I do one and done.
All right.
That's it.
That's it. It's a one time and one time only, people. You got to witness it. Jeff Joniak, Deion Miller, thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
All right, we're back at Hallows coming up next.
Waddle and Silvy on Chicago's Home for Sports. ESPN Chicago.
Saturdays on ESPN Chicago. Join me, Peggy Kaczynski.
And me, Dion Miller, for the cleverly named Peggy and Dion.
Of course, we are always talking about the saga of Chicago sports.
And occasionally, we may dive into other areas of interest. So join us Saturday morning at 11.
Peggy and Dion on ESPN Chicago. Brought to you by Advantage Acura of Naperville.
Hey, it's your friend Tom Waddle here for my good friends, my new friends at Fatport Tap Works. They've got 3 locations. These places are spectacular. They've got one in Lincolnwood, been there with a family twice. I've also been to the Wicker Park location, was there with Tyler and Shay. And they've also got a spot at McCormick Place. And let me tell you, there are flat screens everywhere. So if you're a fan of sports, you're going to see basketball, you're going to see baseball games, and certainly during the football season, the football games will be on as well. Dozens of beer on tap, made from scratch food items that are just outstanding. Of course, I have had the maple bacon burger more than one occasion. It is outstanding. The beer's ice cold. The flat screens are everywhere. You're just going to love it. So go with your family, go with your friends, but just go. Check them out at fatporttapworks.com.
If your hair could talk, it would probably say, "Thanks for saving time on a great haircut at Great Clips. You used online check-in to put your name on the list in the app and made it to the salon right on time, thanks to getting a Ready Next text. Your hair would also like to add, this cut rules. And the price? A very close second. For a great haircut that fits your schedule and your budget, take it from your hair. Take yourself to Great Clips. Download the app today.
News just in. Bet365 is now live in Illinois.
That's right. Join Bet365 today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose.
That's amazing.
That's for sure. With Bet365, you can bet on the spread, totals, and money line.
Well, there you have it, Illinois. Download the Bet365 app and get your $150 in bonus bets today.
And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. TVs apply and app only.
When you're injured, you need a team that knows how to win. Postman Law delivers. Simple, right? Even simpler. Remember this number, 844-POSTMAN. Postman Law has secured over $3 billion for clients. Fast, easy, and stress-free. So think Postman Law when you've been hurt in a crash, on the job, or anywhere else. Call 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN for Postman Law Offices Chicago.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Advantage Acura of Naperville is your connection to your new Acura. Drive home in one you'll love in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. And every new Acura comes with the Advantage Plus program. Come see them in Naperville or visit AdvantageAcura.com. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Brandon, Mr. Finance, the Millionaire Maker. Life's been really good to me. Not always easy, though, but I've had help along the way. This is why I work so hard to give back and help people all over Chicago to make investments that work best. Always taking into account your situation. Me and my team at BrandonMrFinance.com are not pitching for a particular fund or stock. We can see the whole field and the options that can work for you and your unique situation. Are you ready? Go to BrandonMrFinance.com and book an appointment today. BrandonMrFinance.com. Let's go.
Listen to us now, live on the ESPN Chicago app. Listen to the show in HD at 100.3 HD2 FM. Listen now on ESPN 1000. This is Waddle and Silvy, ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
The amount of agitation you saw today, is that typical Ben Johnson, or is that just early growing pains with what's going on?
You saw agitation today? Yeah, no, I thought that was normal. So I'll work to get my body language under control. I'm talking about that with the players, so I need to do a better job myself.
Ben Johnson, someone said, you're agitated. Were you agitated? Because he went after Cole Kmet. He's very intense. He's a different guy on that football field. That's the scouting report we all got about him.
Yeah.
And that's, look, it's simple coaching. That's the way I like a coach to be, hands-on. Make sure. So, that's why it bothers me, and I had a debate earlier with Joniak. We had a debate with Kurt Warner. Whenever someone says, well, Caleb should have known. Caleb's been watching film. Should have advocated for himself, like Kurt Warner said. If Caleb makes a mistake on the field, even though he's been playing football his whole life, is it corrected in real time?
It should be.
Of course. So if he's not watching film correctly in the building, it's up to the coaches to help him. I don't want, these excuses that people are making. He could have done better watching film. He could have reached out. Coaches, that's a coach's job, is to develop a rookie. And whether he's making mistakes game day, practice-wise, they'll be quick to jump in. If you make a mistake on defense, the defensive coordinator should be jumping in, your position coach. This is the coaching that Caleb Williams needs.
This is why, look, this is going to all come and go. That's why I thought he should have spoken today, just so we can move forward. Because all of whatever happened last year will not happen this year. I trust that this coaching staff will address every issue that needs to be addressed, and there will be nothing that will be overlooked. I just think that they're a detailed group. You've got guys in there. JT Barrett doesn't get talked about a lot. He came with Ben Johnson from the Lions. He's a no-nonsense guy as well as your quarterback coach. I don't think any of the problems that existed last year will be there this year. How he plays, that's a different conversation for when the season begins. Look, I really don't care about how things went last year. I care about how things go this year for the most part. I am curious, though, because the whole issue about how he had no one to watch film with didn't come from Caleb. It came from his dad. These were comments that his dad made to Seth
Quoting
Wickersham.
his son, right.
Yeah, but I'd like to hear what his son has to say,
Yes.
if in fact this is something that you're interested in. I find it hard to believe that when practice was over, everyone skedaddled from the building. I don't know how it went down, but what is Kerry Joseph doing after practice?
I don't know.
What are the rest of the guys doing after practice? I'm not suggesting to you that Caleb is not telling the truth. Just I'm curious, as someone who has been through this situation, how the hell did you comport yourselves when practice was over?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the schedule doesn't make any sense to me. I find it hard to believe that nobody was watching film. What'd you do? Maybe that's why you won 5 games, if that was the case. When practice is over, it's a scramble to get a shower and get the first one out. Like, I remember leaving this building last year during the season where
I thought of you today.
There were guys, they were going through walkthroughs outside on the back of the field at times. And then there were other times when it was dark out. I couldn't tell what anything was going on.
No, but I thought you were going to relay the story because I remembered this. We, the three of us, Tyler's here too, we'd walk out of here at 6 or 6:30, and we would notice the players' parking lot was empty.
Well, yes, that was towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have no idea what their schedule was. I don't know what what entailed. If people are interested, I mean, part of me is interested, like, what the hell was your schedule last year? Another part of me is like closing the door and don't even want to worry about that because I think that you have addressed all of these situations. I just think the sooner Caleb stands forward and says, my anticipation, he's going to say, I'm a Chicago Bear. I'm a willing participant here. I want to be here, and I'm looking towards the future. And whatever didn't work last year, we're going to work hard on and making it work this year.
Yeah, he's been involved in Caleb, I think, has comported himself very well. He, like, just the other day was at Whitney Young. He's gone to high schools. Yeah. He's immersed himself into Chicago.
You heard what Ben Johnson said. He goes, I wasn't here last year. The 4 months I've worked with him, he's a hard worker, and we're getting things done. That's what I care about right now. When the book comes out, you may have to revisit it. I just think that, another day of having to live with people thinking or asking questions is just.
Here's my prediction. This is my prediction for when Caleb does speak. Because he is the starting quarterback of the Bears.
Sure.
And one of these OTAs that are open, he's going to speak. He's going to be asked this question. I think Caleb's very, very bright. And I think he's going to step up there and he's going to own it. And he's going to say, not the part about not wanting to go to the Bears, but he'll say what you just said. He'll say on the other stuff, look, I'm accountable. I did a lot of things that I've learned from my rookie year, and these things won't happen again in my second year. You don't have to throw anyone under the bus, and he may even say, I'm not going to throw anybody over the bus. I'm a grown-up. There were some things that I wish I had corrected, and it's time to focus on this.
I don't think
it's a big deal.
No, I don't either. And I think that he's got to be thrilled. Like, as much as we all heard he would have been thrilled had he been playing for Kevin O'Connell, I think he's going to be thrilled being coached by Ben Johnson. I really do. I think he will hold himself accountable. I do. And I think he will suggest, as you mentioned, that all of the things that didn't work last year, we're going to work hard to make sure they work this year. I'd like to see the ball come out of his hands a little bit quicker, as I sit here, and all I can say is very positive things about stuff. I will say, even watching today, if you think all I'm doing is giving you blue skies and sunshine, there are moments, again, where I watch him and I wish the ball came out faster. I don't like seeing practices where where things break down on team drills and the player is allowed to the quarterback continued to extend the play, knowing that the play would have been dead, and letting him running around. And I think that develops
Teaches
bad habits. And I wish that, and I hope when you get to training camp, when a pass rusher gets to the quarterback and we know the play is dead, whistle it dead or throw the ball in the stands. I just think that, especially
it's a good question for Ben to answer when we speak to him. That you tell him that you didn't like it last year, and you've noticed that
I just think
what's the benefit?
Right, especially for a player who needs to learn how to play in structure and on time more. I think when you allow that to, for me, I would immediately blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Like if protection breaks down, it's not his fault. But he's standing in the pocket and he gets crushed, kill the play.
Yeah, he was very good in 7-on-7. He had some problems in 11-on-11 today. First day of open OTAs. This is Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, 4 guys. This is about the statement that Caleb's dad said, and, Musa Muhammad said it about wide receivers. They go hand in hand, obviously. Chicago is where quarterbacks go to die. This is Ben Johnson's reaction to that quote.
I love it. I love the opportunity to come on in and change that narrative. That's where great stories are written. And so we're looking to write a new chapter here, 2025 Chicago Bears, and looking forward to the future.
Here's one more. Ben Johnson it's Ben Johnson 6 on his relationship with Caleb Williams.
It's still early. We're getting to know each other. He's been in the building 6.5 weeks now, and getting to know him level. And the more time we spend together, the better I feel. We got a great coaching staff around him as well, with JT Barrett leading the charge. Declan's in the room. Press Taylor's in the room. So we've got some good seasoned voices in there. And then you bring in a guy like Case Keenum. He does a great job with his experience bridging that gap sometimes between coaching and playing, and finding any potholes that could be in there. So I feel really good about the mix around them, and that allows the relationship just to naturally form.
Whatever went wrong last year with not being supported and not being coached hard enough and not being held accountable, he just gave you – there'll be 5 guys in the freaking room now for every practice.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, if it doesn't work this year, it's not going to be because the coaching staff was negligent. Would not absolve them of things, before the season even begins, but I'm just saying – the issues that we're all, without even talking or hearing from Caleb, that we're all anticipating would be the necessary answers to some of the questions that everyone has. Those questions aren't even going to be applicable this year.
Yeah. Aki's A-list coming up. We want to address the rule changes. There were some, and then there were more that weren't changed from the NFL meetings today. If you want to talk to us, 312-332-3776. It's Waddle and Silvy live at Hallis Hall.
You're listening to Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports. The 5th annual Gribbett and Civet Classic at Seven Bridges Golf Club, presented by Yuengling Flight, is sold out.
Not so fast, big guy.
What?
There's still a chance. Hey guys, it's Silvy inviting you out to Emo's Tavern in Grays Lake. Join me Wednesday, May 28th from 7 to 9. I'm qualifying fans for a chance to win a spot on Team Waddle and Silvy, sponsored by Great Clips. And at the end, I'm picking one to win the twosome. See you at Emo's Tavern on Central in Grays Lake next Wednesday, May 28th. Please enjoy responsibly. That's right, that's a week from today, so I'll see you at Emo's in Grays Lake. Hey, speaking of places I go to, it's Steinhoffel's. That's the only place I shop for my furniture. Steinhoffel's Memorial Day sale is going on right now. You can save 10% off store-wide, plus get amazing deals like a Sealy mattress for just $199. Desks starting at $449, and queen beds only $629, plus save up to $1,000 on patio furniture. Now's the time. And take advantage of Steinhoffel's 18-month 0% financing. Steinhoffel's is Chicago's furniture and mattress leader. And what I love most about them is their customer service, and one of the reasons is they're 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store online at steinhoffels.com. 6 Chicagoland locations. I go to the one down the street from Hallis Hall in Vernon Hills. The newest one is in Orland Park. Shop Steinhoffels today.
When you're on the mound, it's all about commanding the zone and bringing the heat. Now, when it's your turn to perform off the field, are you throwing fire or are you just throwing the soft stuff? That's where Blue Chew comes in. It's a performance enhancement for the bedroom that helps you bring extra confidence when it matters most. Blue Chew delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable tablet, so no swallowing pills. And it's all done online. No awkward doctor visits, no pharmacy lines. Blue Chew ships discreetly right to your door. Licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Made in the U.S. of A. and shipped direct, so it's cheaper than the pharmacy. Whether you're a North Sider, South Sider, or just trying to be a fan favorite in the bedroom, confidence matters. Blue Chew helps you show up ready every single time. Get your first month free at BlueChew.com with promo code ESPN. Just pay $5 for shipping. Chew it and do it. Blue Chew, your playbook for better performance.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's the Cap and J Hood Show here with Howard Ankin. Howard, remember back in the day when upper deck tickets were cheap?
You mean the cheap seats? Oh, sure. You're at the game, but you don't really experience the game.
Yeah, no bueno. If you've been injured, get the help you need and experience injury law made personal yourself only at Ankin Law.
Auto, truck, ride shares, work injuries, and medical mistakes. If you've been injured, call Howard.
I'm here to help. Call 312-6-million.
Howard Ankin is our go-to lawyer on the Cap and J Hood Show, weekday morning, 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Want to buy a vehicle in 60 minutes or less? Purchase your next vehicle in 60 minutes or less at Advantage Chevrolet Bridgeview, or your first car payment is on them. And every new Chevy comes with the Advantage Plus program. Together, let's drive. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Follow Chicago's Home for Sports on Instagram at ESPN_Chicago. This is Waddle and Silvy. Listen now in HD on our app and on ESPN 1000.
By the way, we got to remind me, before we leave, Tyler, we're at Hallis Hall, we got to play Cap and Jesse today.
Boy, they had the hot take machine cranked up today.
Oh, they were pooping all over the flag football. the approval from the NFL to play flag football. So we'll play that in the 6 o'clock hour after Aki's A-List. So the rule changes. What can you read the quote? There was no tush-push ban, so that remains.
No. Yeah, there's that's going to stay intact. The quote from
Jeff Lurie?
Yeah, I don't think they have the exact quote, but they've.
It was from a source because this was in a meeting of just owners.
Yeah. Let me find it.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Also today, the proposed if you win the division, it doesn't automatically get you a home game.
The Lions actually took it off the table.
Yeah, and so that is not anything that will remain the same. They did make a change. I don't think they went far enough. I think they'll eventually get there. They like to do things in incremental steps. The NFL did say that you're now allowed to have an onside kick anytime you're trailing. There used to be a rule, I believe it was only a fourth quarter thing.
Which makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, and now you have to be trailing. So if it's a tie game, you can't do it. I think you have to declare simply because of the way the kickoffs are lined up these days. So if you declare out of the opening coin flip and you want to kick an onside kick, go ahead.
You should be able to do it whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's just I don't
There's
understand
no surprise
it.
anymore.
So the tush push, I believe it was owners and NFL management folks in the room to start with. I think that there is an intense desire to ban it in the NFL front offices. I really do. And there were 10 teams, I think it was reported, that voted for keeping it.
Right, and you need
75%.
So you had to only have 8 dissenting votes
Correct.
to get it to pass. They had 10 dissenting votes.
Toward the end of his speech, Jeffrey Lurie, I believe, was there for a speech that lasted close to an hour. This is according to
an hour.
Yeah, this is according to SI, which I believe is what is it? Tyler Laletta, I believe, is reporting this.
Oh, Tyler Laletta.
But I think Wickersham was part of the reporting here, too. According to a report from ESPN, Seth Wickersham, Lurie spoke passionately for almost an hour before the vote, and at one point employed a simile that you definitely didn't see coming. Toward the end of the speech that lasted close to an hour, Lurie made an analogy telling the room that regardless of whether the play was banned, it was, quote, a win-win for the Eagles, adding that it was, I'll use the phrase, like a nocturnal emission from a teenage boy to create a play that was so successful that the only way for it to be stopped was for it to be banned. So he didn't use the term I used. He used
a very exciting dream.
Yes. And I believe that it says here after
You went nocturnal. What did you say? Nocturnal what?
Emission.
Yeah, he went
I went scientific.
Yeah,
I like it.
I went
the
doctor.
medical term.
Medical term. After Lurie finished speaking, Executive Vice President of Football Ops Troy Vincent chastised the Eagles owner for the nocturnal emission comments, specifically for saying it in front of women in the meeting. So I believe, aside from that as well, it sounds like there was some yelling back and forth that was going on as well.
This has turned into like a very big, passionate argument and debate in the NFL.
Yes. I don't know why there has been so much energy and time spent on it, to be honest with you. I don't. But this is something that inside the four walls of that meeting room with a lot of heavy-hitting people, both as owners and those that work inside the NFL front office, this has been something that has brought out the emotion in a lot of folks. Again, I think if you follow the path that the Packers were trying to take you down, where they said they amended their proposal and said no ball carrier is allowed to be helped by a teammate advancing forward. So they took it out of just the, out of the arena of just the tush push. They said, the tush push falls into that category, but they're talking about also if a tight end's got the football 10 yards downfield, he's not allowed to be helped to move the ball forward by a
or
player.
a kickoff or whatever.
So in that presentation from the Packers, which I thought was very strategic on their behalf. I think for me, it strengthened their case because I would have, in that case, if you asked me to vote as an owner, I would have voted yes for banning that, because I don't think you should be able to push your teammate all the way down the field and helping him advance. And that rule was changed years ago, I think, where it was outlawed.
Right.
So if that was the rule that the Packers were bringing to the table, I would have voted for banning it under those descriptions. I'm not for banning the tush push just because you can't stop it. So, but I don't like the fact that you can help a ball carrier 10 yards down the field and push him an extra 5, 10, 15 yards. I just don't think that's what we're looking for.
All right, so that was today. Coming up next, I want to play you the Cap and Jay Hood. Jay Hood was not here. It was Jesse today. They were just pooping all over the dream of playing for the flag football team in the Olympics. And Aki's A-List will recap a very busy sports day today as we're live at Hallis Hall.
You're in the middle of the Waddle and Silvy Show, ESPN Chicago.
Celebrating the selection of Pope Leo XIV, Godman Sox fan. ESPN Chicago, the home of the Chicago White Sox. Now backed by the power of the Pope.
If you or someone you love is graduating soon, nothing compliments a cap and gown quite like a fresh haircut from Great Clips. The skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are schooled in delivering the confidence-boosting cuts you love, and with convenient online check-in, you can stop in whenever it fits your busy schedule. Plus, with their affordable prices, you can save more money for summer fun as well. Get into a Great Clips salon today and get ready to walk across that stage in style. Great Clips, it's going to be great.
It is a top concern for us all. What to do with your hard-earned dollars. Here's Brandon of BrandonMrFinance.com.
If you got money in 401ks and 403bs and TSPs and deferred comps and 457 plans, that's not really to your benefit. You're delaying the inevitable, more taxes, because of accumulation. So you over 20 or 30 years of work, you're going to build more money, which is going to put those monies in a higher tax bracket.
BrandonMrFinance.com.
I say pull those monies from those things, invest with me, or put money into what we call qualified accounts, the insurance vehicles, the annuities, the IULs, to where you can get the compound interest and then protect family, but also create generational passive income, right now residual income streams, leveraging insurance, because insurance is the biggest business in the world, the only one that cannot fail.
If you want to rethink money and how to leverage yourself to create wealth, visit BrandonMrFinance.com now.
I don't do any risky things. I like the money to go to work, and I like to see it.
Go to BrandonMrFinance.com and book an appointment today.
With more than 200 flavor notes, Woodford Reserve wows your senses, delights your palate, surprises you with every new scent and sensation. It elevates an evening into an event, giving you a new experience with every sip. So yeah, Chicago, Woodford Reserve is more than a spirit. It's a spectacle for the senses. Kentucky Straight Whiskey, 45.2% ABV. Woodford Reserve Distillery, Versailles, Kentucky. Please drink responsibly. Woodford Reserve is a registered trademark, 2025 Brown-Forman Distillery, Incorporated.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. The Memorial Day sale is on at all 12 Hawk Auto locations in Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 brands. Save with 0% financing for 72 months or make no payments for 90 days. That's no interest for 6 years or no payments till August. Get your Memorial Day savings at HawkAuto.com.
HawkAuto.com.
$13.89 per month per thousand financed on select models with approved credit.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This Memorial Day, turn up the heat with the Home Depot. Find the perfect grill and patio set to keep the cookouts coming all season long. Grill up a feast with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill, only $229. And complete your space with the stylish Glen Ridge Falls 7-piece dining set, now on special buy for just $499 with free delivery. Take your Memorial Day cookout to the next level all summer long with the Home Depot. See homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Live from State Street in the heart of Chicago, you are listening to the new home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago. And this is Waddle and Silvy, WMVP, WTBC, HD2, Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hey, I got a question for you. What about the feeling these guys are going to get when they actually win a gold medal? That's got to be one of the best feelings in the world instead of even over winning a Super Bowl, isn't it?
No, over winning a Super Bowl on a flag football intramural sport? Are you kidding?
You are battling for your country.
Oh, big deal. You know
It's
what?
flag
You're the guy.
football, it's a big deal. You're battling for your country. You ask someone like Simone Biles how she felt when she got her gold medal.
Yeah, that's a real sport. This is flag football.
Not a real sport?
No.
Oh,
My
Cap,
God.
I love you, and okay, goodbye.
There's no pro flag football. It's not the NFL.
That was Cap and Jesse today. It made me laugh. I was laughing as usual. And as usual, I would say he's off base.
A lot of sports in the Olympics, most of the Olympic sports are specialty events.
Of course. Of course, that they make strictly for the Olympics.
Yes.
So I know they're not working their whole lives to be a gold medalist like Simone Biles or like the swimmers or like the skiers and everything like that. But you watch the Dream Team, and they made a comment about the Dream Team. You tell me that didn't matter to Steph Curry this summer.
Oh, of course it did.
And
how about the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah. How about the exhibition that the hockey had, the Four Nations?
I mentioned that to them this morning, and Cap's response was, well, the flag football isn't really football, so it's just it's a version of what these guys do. His response was like, it would be like the Olympic basketball team doing something that wasn't
You know what?
purely
It's the
basketball.
perfect example. There's 3-on-3 basketball in the
Sure,
Olympics.
sure.
Right.
And
that's new.
Right. Within the last 8 years or 5 years they've been doing that, so they've done it twice. But do you think an American basketball player would rather win a NBA title or the 3-on-3?
NBA
title. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think most people would want to win the Super Bowl over this.
I do
but
too.
I think it's going to be meaningful to them when they get you're still playing for your country. You're playing with players that you've never played before. And I think it will still be important to them.
Listen, it doesn't.
There could be a middle here.
It doesn't float my boat. I don't feel the urge to watch flag football in the Olympics. That's just me. If a player, and I think that what they've decided on is you can only have one player from each team, right? Isn't that one of the? I thought that was one of the.
That's weird too. Why do they have to make all these stipulations?
I believe that's the case.
I know. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Why not just get the best flag football team possible?
I don't know. Because, A.J. Brown said, no, I'm not interested. Justin Jefferson was like, yes,
to.
I would love to represent my country. So
I think the quarterback will be people will want to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, let me say this. If there's one player from the Bears who's playing for the U.S., but there's a Canadian player, can he play a second player from the same team?
I don't know.
Play for a different team?
I would assume so.
I would guess it's by country. I think part of the reason why they only want to allow one player per team for a country is because it does overlap with training camp.
Right.
Oh, so they leave.
Like
the
they'll be
WBC.
gone for you'll be gone for a week.
The WBC does that, where you leave your team's training camp and you go to the WBC's training camp.
I'm just, look, again, this doesn't float my boat, but it doesn't also inspire me to be angry about it or to go sideways with it. And with regard to the injury risk, again.
Scary.
What about the WBC? Are you not worried about
the arms? Yeah, I think you would be.
What about the dream teams? Are you not worried about your basketball star tearing his MCL or meniscus? Whatever you do professionally, there is going to be a risk if you are a member of an NHL team and you play in the Olympics. There is risk. So I don't know why that risk would be unique for a football player versus a basketball player. And if the only answer is well, basketball players are playing their sport versus a modified sport with regard to
Joe from Oswego. What do you want to do, Tyler? Because I know this is your territory. Joe from Oswego, who called Cap, has just called in to us after hearing that. So, Joe, you're on ESPN 1000.
Yeah, that was my phone call earlier. And all I was trying to say was that I think anybody would love to go over and play in the Olympics and try to win a gold medal. And maybe it's not important as winning a Super Bowl, but I think that's pretty important. That's all my point I was trying to get across earlier.
Well, and I don't think, Joe, I don't think it's important to everyone because A.J. Brown came out and said, look, I don't have any interest. But for those who do want to do it.
It will mean something.
It will be meaningful to them.
Joe, you're on the Reasonable show now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he got me pretty heated earlier this morning.
Joe,
I just had to.
I've never heard a caller just simply give up. Not that you were in the wrong. You just gave up. You couldn't take it anymore, and you're like, all right, I'm going. And you got out of there.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want to argue with him. You know what? Because I'll tell you what, I got a feeling about you guys and any of you guys on the show, and I'm proud of you guys for what you do because you entertain me every day, and I don't think you guys probably hear it enough. But I love the banter. I'm just proud of you guys for what you want to do, what you guys do.
We appreciate you, people like you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joe. There's Joe. All right, let's get to Aki's A-List.
It's time for Aki's A-List. From the mind of the man who understands the 4 Ps of Waddle's world. Aki's A-List. The top questions and topics floating around in Tyler Aki's mind.
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer?
Aki's A-List on ESPN Chicago.
Aki's A-List brought to you by Mr. Finance. Build wealth through smarter investing by visiting BrandonMrFinance.com. It's BrandonMrFinance.com. Here's Mr. Aki.
So we heard Waddle bring up how Jeffrey Lurie was having nocturnal emissions about the Eagles' play. I think Waddle had a nocturnal emission over Caleb Williams' throwing mechanics during the break.
It wasn't nocturnal. It was in the
I guess
broad daylight.
Broad daylight.
It should be the name of your fantasy football team.
Nocturnal emissions?
Yeah.
But you
just call them wet dreams instead. Why not? Let's just skip it.
Can you explain what you were saying to us, though, during the break? Because I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, look, there are times when Caleb gets himself in trouble because his feet are they're too frantic and he doesn't get his base underneath him. When he is sound with his feet, his throwing mechanics, and I said this last year, and I think it caused someone to say, oh, no, are you projecting injury? And no, that's not what I'm saying. You remember Mark Pryor? I know you remember Mark Pryor. His pitching mechanics were nearly perfect.
Yeah.
Like Tom House, who is a pitching guru, anyone that would ever look at how Mark Pryor delivered the baseball would tell you these mechanics are perfect. When Caleb's feet are underneath him, and again, I hate to do this because I know this riles some people up, but Justin had this long windup.
A baseball type throw.
Yeah, it was talked about when he came out of Ohio State. It was different. It's a different style delivery. Caleb's very compact. It's very succinct. And when he does, when his feet are underneath him and he's, 1, 2, 3 throw, it's compact. The ball comes out with speed and accuracy. It doesn't float. I mean, it's fun to watch. Now, it's almost like a golf swing. Everybody throws it different. And as long as it gets there on time and it gets to where it needs to be, that's great. But Tyler, as a golf guy, you look at Jim Furyk and you say that's not traditionally a great swing, but it's effective. That happens in the NFL. But then you look at others and you go, wow, what a beautiful golf swing.
Yeah.
And I'm saying when Caleb's mechanics, his feet are underneath him, his delivery of the football is everything that you teach how it's supposed to look. Like it's quick, it's compact, there's no wind up, the ball comes out. Again, don't get me wrong. There are times when he gets frantic and the delivery is off target. His deep ball accuracy last year was not good. But when he's set and he's following the process, it's exactly the way – it's like teaching tape is what it is.
Were you surprised at all? Because some of the accuracy numbers weren't great last year, but when you have that throwing technique, you'd figure accuracy would be a calling card.
But as you watch him, a lot of his accuracy issues are because he's not staying true to what the fundamentals are asking him to do at times. And yes, there were two things about his play last year that I was negatively surprised by. One was the accuracy. And I know that people will tell you, well, he had some of those issues at USC at times down the field. And I'll go back and look at the film and go, I've got a ton of throws at USC where he was spot on down the field and his accuracy was great, and he hung on to the ball too long at times. But when it looks the way it's supposed to look, and he's dedicated to the mechanics being clean and pure, it looks like Mark Pryor throwing a baseball.
To the rule changes, the Lions, we were just mentioning how they pulled their proposal for changing the playoff seeding from 1 through 7 on record as opposed to all of the division winners getting a home game. Now, there was also a report that it did gain a little bit of momentum, despite the fact that it was not voted on.
Breer, was that Breer?
I want to say it was Albert Breer, yeah. And then there was also another report saying there was not much, if any, discussion about an 18th game being added to the NFL schedule, which is something I think all of us believe is coming sooner rather than later.
I think when that 18th game comes, they will address this.
I was going to say, which comes first, or
the 18th
does it come?
Game. Or maybe it comes simultaneously.
Yeah. 18 games I don't think was brought up because I think it's fait accompli. It's just about the owners want it. They don't have to discuss it. And this is about getting the agreement done with the players, whenever that goes. But I think Roger Goodell, before the meetings, was on CNBC, where, again, he reiterated that he believes, like a lot of things, more international games, 16 international games are coming, and that the 18th game is this priority.
Look, I don't know that you can connect these dots, but part of the resistance to the tush push, or the reason why some wanted to get rid of it, was because they thought it was a dangerous play, right? How can you talk to me? And there's no evidence yet. How can you tell me that this particular play is a danger to the game while at the same time trying to sell me on another game?
The NFL is always a hypocrisy, but we eat it up, like you said.
True, but maybe that's why.
Grady Jarrett said today he doesn't care about it as far as banning it, and he's like, stop them so they're not in 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. And he goes, I haven't heard of one person getting hurt on the play.
No,
and he's a defensive tackle who goes up against this all the time.
I do believe that what the good kid has talked about will start happening, though. Remember what Washington did to try to stop it? The kid kept diving over the pile and hitting the quarterback. Don't be shocked if teams, especially those teams that wanted to ban it, if you face the Eagles, that they try to go cheap on you. They try to jump off over the top and make a statement by hitting your quarterback.
Some Cubs stuff here. They beat the Marlins 2-1 today. They take the series from Miami. And one of the revelations of the series was Matt Shaw, who finished the series 5 for 11, had a double in all 3 games, stole a couple of bases as well. And I want you guys to tell me if this was a smart bet or dumb bet. I bet on Matt Shaw to win Rookie of the Year in the NL.
I don't think it's
at 20-1.
Oh, now?
Yeah, now.
Ooh.
Yeah, 20-1 I got in.
I love it. I like, but I don't think there are dumb bets at 20-1. When I love what happened. The Cubs sent him down. He was obviously lacking confidence. It's a weird start for him too because of Japan and everything, and then going back to
when he was hurt in spring training,
and then spring training, and then they go back to spring training, and he really struggled. And they worked not only on his fundamentals, but he probably got his mind right. And then this is the best outcome that you could hope for. He started raking down in the minors, and he stayed hot for a while. Once he stayed hot, they didn't wait. They didn't waste time. They brought him up. It was sooner than Jesse anticipated, and it translated on a professional field. I don't care if it's the Marlins. I could hear people yelling in their car, but it's the Marlins. I don't care. He wasn't hitting anybody before.
Right.
So this is a good thing.
Well, and Tyler's got a further explanation for why it may be a good bet as well, based on the competition he may be facing.
Looking at the race, too, for NL Rookie of the Year, right now, odds-wise, there's 2 guys ahead of him that are catchers. So he already has – he's only, trailing them by, 20 at-bats right now, despite the fact
Should
that
I join you?
Join along. Jump on the bandwagon here. There's a pitcher in there, A.J. Smith-Shawver, from the Braves, and then Dylan Cruz, who's hitting, I believe he's hitting under 200, but he's got 7 home runs this year. And then Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald's brother, who is a fine player. But, Matt Shaw, if he keeps hitting like this, he raised his average 45 points in this series for the season.
Yeah.
And we saw how quickly it changed with Dansby Swanson, too. He's going to be getting good pitches to hit, knowing what's behind him in the order, assuming he's going to be the 9-hitter for the bulk of the season. I think at the
pretty
odds,
solid defensive player too.
Yeah, I mean he's been a pretty
steals bases,
takes a lot of walks too. took a walk, stole a base today, but even while he was not playing well at the major league level, there was a stretch where he took 9 walks in 7 games. So he's going to see a lot of pitches.
They love him. The Cubs love him, and so does the rest of the league. This is the guy they've been asking for. So let's hope he's figured it out, and you win your bet.
Yep.
And I join you, and I win my bet.
Love it. Love it.
All right, should we get to Bleck and Abdalla coming up next? It's been forever.
It's been a long time.
We see them almost every day as they produce as well. Carmen and Yurko, they're back in the studio tonight at their normal time, 6:30. We crosstalk with Bleck and Abdalla next.
You're listening to Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports. Celebrating the selection of Pope Leo XIV, Godman Sox fan. ESPN Chicago, the home of the Chicago White Sox. Now backed by the power of the Pope.
We love true Chicago-style pizza, and you can get that anytime, anywhere with the official frozen pizza of the Waddle and Silvy Show. Connie's Frozen Pizza. This true Chicago style is not what all these out-of-towners think it is. We like it thin and crispy. We cut it into squares. It's what I do after I take a Connie's frozen pizza out of the oven, and you can enjoy a true slice of the city anytime, anywhere. It's cold, it's rainy. Stop at your grocery store, pick up some Connie's frozen pizzas, and just chill out on the couch and enjoy. Connie's frozen pizzas are classic thin pies made with that same cornmeal crust that Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. Perfectly cheesy and saucy, and they're exactly what you want on hand when you're craving pizza. So do what we do and get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born right here in Chicago, enjoyed everywhere. Available at your local grocer's freezer.
Jewelry is a gift that says more than any other. It tells the recipient that they're extra special. This is Courtney Cronin for Rogers & Hollins Jewelers. For over 100 years, Rogers & Hollins has been Chicagoland's trusted family-owned jeweler. They have always offered meaningful pieces at a great value, and their expert guidance when buying and hands-on service with repairs will make you a customer for life. Visit online at rogersandhollins.com or stop in a store near you. That's Rogers & Hollins Jewelers, for now and forever.
Time now for ESPN Chicago's Sports Business Minute. Brought to you by your Chicagoland BMW centers. From Crane Chicago Business, here's Danny Ecker.
It was a game the Chicago Sky would like to forget, but it's one a lot of people saw. The Sky's 35-point loss over the weekend to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever drew 2.7 million viewers nationally on ABC. That made it the most-watched WNBA regular season game in 25 years. It's more evidence of the Clark-Angel Reese rivalry drawing eyeballs ever since 12.3 million viewers watched LSU beat Iowa in the 2023 National Championship game. It's also the latest superlative for a league that shattered ratings records last year when 22 regular season games averaged more than 1 million viewers after none had reached that mark since 2008. The Sky and Fever play 2 more times this season on June 7th and August 9th, both of which air on CBS networks. For the Crane Sports Business Minute, I'm Danny Ecker.
Some people like A and others like B. At BMW, we prefer X. Like the dynamic X3, meant for ultimate exploration. The X5, built to conquer even the most difficult paths, or the pinnacle of comfort and luxury, the X7. And since every X-Range vehicle is packed with performance and versatility, you'll always get the best of X. The BMW X-Range. Your next X-Venture starts here. Visit your Chicagoland BMW centers for exceptional lease and finance offers.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, appointment. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
$5 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $5 million for a client who was injured due to a medical error. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group.
Follow Chicago's Home for Sports on Twitter at ESPN 1000. This is Waddle and Silvy on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago.
That's right, Crosstalk is back, brought to you by Steinhoffel's 6 Chicagoland locations, including the one just down the street from Hallis in Vernon Hills. That's where I shop for all my furniture. The newest one open in Orland Park, and this feels new. We're cross-talking with Bleck Abdalla. What's up, boys?
One night only, guys.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
you
hey.
better love it tonight because I think the next time we'll be in at night will be, what did we say? June 16th
June
or
16th,
something?
we figured this out.
Yeah. Pending an NBA Finals game?
Well, and also, weather pending. Weather pending
yeah,
for all
those
these
don't,
things.
those don't count.
Weather pending for all these
Scheduled.
things.
Why aren't we talking with you guys tomorrow night?
Scheduled.
What's tomorrow night?
Bears Weekly.
Bears Weekly.
Waddle. Come on, it's a Thursday. Thursday.
God, that show moves around more than I don't know what.
It's every Thursday.
No, it's not. Not always.
I think it only moves around when there's a Sox night game on Thursday. Yeah.
Which is always.
Unless also if the Bears play on a Thursday night. Then they don't do it on Thursday night also.
They don't have a Thursday night game this year, right?
No, they don't.
No. Yeah. Finally.
No.
Finally.
So what'd you guys see up there? It sounded like it's all
Some
sunshine
coaching.
and puppy dogs
I
up there.
saw hard coaching.
I saw a 2-hour practice where
Hell yeah.
guys were actually playing with a pretty quick pace.
Cool. 12 wins?
No, 9
Joniak
wins.
had 11.
Of course he did.
I got 9 wins. Of
Wait, what's wrong? Why are you angry, Abdalla? I love this. I love hearing that the guys are getting coached up.
Because I remember
this
last
is what they need.
Joniak always has like 13 or 12 wins every year.
He may, but I will tell you this in all seriousness. You guys saw practice on a number of occasions, did you not?
Yeah, sleepy.
This looks different.
Yeah.
I'm
Great.
just telling you, the pace, the way the guys are being coached. My expectation is when we get to training camp, it will be more physical. It will be competitive.
Yurko may like it, actually.
He actually may.
Doubtful.
What it turns into in terms of their record and where they go at the end of the season, that's to be determined. But you've got a professional NFL staff calling the shots up here, guys.
That's great. Great to hear. That's what they need.
Did you hear the Mike picked me up at the
So
end
did you mouth that to Ben Johnson?
He did.
Yes. Said, I love you.
I turned to Pat, the designer on my right.
mouth.
and then Caitlin Sharkey
Oh,
onto
no.
my left, and we were all smiling because it's so interesting sitting in there and not dozing off.
It's refreshing.
during the coach's press
Now
conference.
go back like 18 years or however long it was, Sylvie, and tell reporter Sylvie, Bears reporter Sylvie, that one day you would be turning to another reporter going, I love that guy.
Yeah. It did.
Professionalism, Sylvie, come on.
Yeah, well, that's true, but we're talk show hosts now. Like,
Just know that there is a mic that picks up everything that the media will say. As soon as the
Oh, yeah.
mic at the
I
podium
I
goes
told
off.
Courtney that once, and she did not know that.
Yeah,
We're
I was-
always listening into that room.
They wanna know who's
Absolutely.
saying
A
what.
photographer DM'd me and told me that whenever the mic is not being used on the podium,
Yep.
there's a ceiling mic that starts picking up the sound, and he says that the cameramen in the past have heard people whispering throughout the room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Abdalla and I, usually during the football season, we're sitting in during Carmen and Yurko, and we are listening to that room, waiting for the head coach to show up. So we can hear everything going on in that room until it gets real quiet, and then all of a sudden you hear the coach start speaking because it's like a chuckle hut until the steps of the coach are on the way, and then the class all gets real quiet.
And then all you hear is
hush hush, and then all the the hard aggressive
loud.
typing.
Yes.
And I'm
yes.
guessing Courtney is one of the aggressive
She is
typers.
absolutely one of the aggressive typers.
Is she an aggressive typist?
Because we hear them in between and they have to transcribe what was said.
I
So
know.
they divvy it up. And so Courtney's like, I got the third part of it. You get the first part.
Oh, yeah, this
And
is
then
real behind the
Fishbane's got-
scenes right now.
Yeah, this is very, no one
this
cares
is what
about
Abdalla
this.
and I listen to while we're listening to
That's
Carmen
what
and
they call
Yurko.
inside baseball.
I'm going to, guys, for your purposes, at the next press conference I'm at, I'm not going to pay attention to the speaker. I'm going to pay attention and videotape
the typing?
aggressive typer.
Yeah.
And send them to you.
Because some are and you can tell the difference between someone that has home base down and then the hunting and pecking that goes on there. Like, you can hear it in the sound of the keypads.
If you hear someone whisper, I love Lamp, just know it was me. Okay? Just like casually, I love Lamp.
Man.
That will be me.
I know that you guys, I understand that it's different. I get it. But we do this every cycle.
I know.
Every cycle.
I said that to Waddle, too.
Every single cycle.
Yeah, I don't remember telling you guys, oh, yeah, we have this Matt Eberflus. Let me tell you something.
No, Eberflus was not impressive.
Eberflus wasn't impressive until
He had that weird
last
slick
season
back
when he
hair.
got a haircut and he got a little fade.
never impressive.
No,
Everybody
it
was like,
not.
oh, I don't
agree
know.
with Waddle. It was never impressive. We questioned Eberflus from the start.
Everybody looked great in training camp. It was
got your running shoes. We're gonna run on the.
Yeah,
we're gonna
it was
be running.
again. It was all sunshine and puppy dog kisses out there with Caleb and Rome, and then.
Listen, Adam, you can be late to the party. The party will still be
Oh,
going
no.
on. We'll still open the door and let you in.
I'm 9 wins, so I'm not going to be late to anything. I just remember very vividly now how this has gone the past few cycles.
Abdalla, I do that drill with myself, watching all these practices, thinking what I was thinking the year before and all the things I was raving about and the year before that. And I'm like, all right, temper your enthusiasm here.
I'm going
We
to go.
sat here and told you for 2 years that the quarterback wasn't the guy.
Well,
Watching
yeah.
it in practice every day in training camp, guys.
we weren't the ones that you had to convince.
No.
It was the morning show host.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling, it wasn't like we came up here every year and we're trying to sell you something. We were trying to sell you last year, that the coach needed to go before the season began. And even before that, guys, I'm just telling you, it doesn't look good for him. He's doing too many silly things. So, I don't know. Again, all I can tell you is what I'm seeing, fellas.
Love
Didn't equate to it. They didn't win anything today, but I saw a coach.
It sounds
today.
like they won a heart.
I saw a coach today yell at a veteran for not being in the right spot.
Love that.
Never saw that last
Ever.
4 years.
Love it.
Especially this
OTA,
veteran.
that's
Like, I
great.
love Cole,
Yeah.
but Cole never got yelled at.
Just saying.
During an indoor OTA.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the media present.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the point too, Adam, is that you think this is just a walkthrough because of how you've been conditioned because of the previous coach.
Yeah, you can actually get work.
This was a full
Oh, yeah.
speed practice for 2 hours where there was nobody walking around and everyone was playing at full speed.
Do you guys know, have they announced whether or not they're going to be doing any joint practices?
I know that. Yes, Ben Johnson loves those.
Okay.
And they may. He's talked about maybe even trying to get 2 in the books.
Ooh, I like that.
With 2 teams, we'll see. But I would.
Then we can argue over
bet
whether or not the guys should play in the preseason games.
Wasn't it rumored that maybe that first preseason game that there would be something leading up to that?
Is that Miami?
Yeah, with Miami.
They've had the coordinator. Miami did come up here last time, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought I heard Courtney suggest that. The day after the schedule came out.
Mandatory. I do.
So-
I think it should be part of everybody's training camp.
Yeah,
I like
they have
that
to-
idea.
I wish they would televise that stuff. That would be awesome.
Yes. All right. What do you guys have coming up?
Well, we have a lot of football conversation. The MVP in the NBA was announced today, and a whole bunch of Bleck Abdalla nonsense like the song of the night, Zoo News. We have it all.
Got to
for
fit
you.
it all in.
One show.
Look forward to it. Listening on the way home, boys.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
See you, fellas.
All right. Thanks to Jake and Justin back at the shop. Thanks to Jeff Joniak and Dion Miller. Big Cat remembers tomorrow because we were on late today. He'll join us coming up at 4 o'clock. Thanks to Tyler here, and thanks to the Bears for having us out at Hallis Hall for an OTA. For Waddle, I'm Silvy. It's ESPN 1000. Have yourself a great Wednesday night.
Waddle, he's gone.
Really excited.
That was a big thrill.
Hi, it's Andre Dawson, including myself, Ed Belfour.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
Who's getting wild tonight? That's what I'm talking about, baby.
No high from you?
What?
No high from you?
I'll give him more buys than highs.
Waddle, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, till the very next day. Bum, 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 bum.
And thank you to all, and to all a good night.
I just want to say thank you all, and as always, everybody else. I love y'all.
Hey, parents throughout Chicagoland, if you're like me and only want the best and safest option for your kids, you've got to go check out my guys at FenceWorks, a.k.a. the guy on 41. FenceWorks is the premier spot for playgrounds, fencing, trampolines, and basketball hoops. I recently got a hoop installed by FenceWorks, and my kids are thrilled. FenceWorks has been treating families like mine to quality, safety, and exceptional service for over 58 years. Swing by their Northbrook showroom or check out theguyon41.com.
You have heard me talk about how businesses are elevating their game in Bolingbrook. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. Bolingbrook remains the most desirable southwest suburban location to start or expand your business. I invite you to learn how welcoming we are to the many businesses who recently have made Bolingbrook their home.
So if you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your business, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
Make lunch, dinner, or game day easy with Lou Malnati's Chicago's legendary deep dish. Fresh salads, appetizers, pizza, pasta, and desserts. Lou's has something for everyone. And now, here's the latest dish and the hottest collab. Lou Malnati's has teamed up with Frank's Red Hot to bring you the Buffalo Chicken Pizza. It's a limited time deep dish or thin crust. Drizzle with bold, spicy flavor that brings the heat in every bite. Order the Buffalo now at LouMalnati's.com or on the Lou's app. Lou Malnati's, Chicago's legendary deep dish.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. The Memorial Day sale is on at all 12 Hawk Auto locations in Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 brands. Save with 0% financing for 72 months or make no payments for 90 days. That's no interest for 6 years or no payments till August. Get your Memorial Day savings at hawkauto.com.
HawkAuto.com.
$13.89 per month per thousand financed on select models with approved credit.
Hey, it's Brandon, Mr. Finance, the Millionaire Maker, here to share ways to create non-traditional wealth. At BrandonMrFinance.com, we are using good credit, real estate, and insurance platforms to build for right now and to build generational wealth for you and your family. I know life hasn't always been easy, but me and my team at BrandonMrFinance.com have some solutions that can make life easier by setting up financial freedom outlets to win and beat inflation. Are you ready? Go to BrandonMrFinance.com and book an appointment today. BrandonMrFinance.com. Let's go.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Life isn't always a highlight reel. If an accident has you sidelined, Postman Law is ready to fight for you. Over $3 billion recovered for their clients, delivering speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN now. Postman delivers. Let them deliver for you.
Follow Chicago's Home for Sports on Twitter at ESPN 1000. This is Bleck Abdalla on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago.
It's Bleck Abdalla, weeknights, 6:30 to 8 when the White Sox are not on the radio. Hanging out with you tonight, Bleck Abdalla. We will take you to joined in progress live coverage of Eastern Conference Final Game 1 at 8 o'clock. The Pacers and the Knicks live from Madison Square Garden. So we'll go to that at 8, but until then, you get Bleck Abdalla right here on ESPN 1000. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla. We are brought to you by Yuengling. So make sure you're drinking Yuengling this summer as you're getting ready for the warm weather to heat up. Flight. Yuengling Flight is the new one, and you got to check it out.
Yeah, you can drink like 30 of those over Memorial Day weekend.
It's so good.
It's low carb. It's
drink responsibly, but load up for your friends.
Drink responsibly. Yeah, listen, drink 30 of them in the comfort of your home. Don't go anywhere.
Why? Drink 30 as a collective group.
That's what I mean.
Get a group of people together
Have
and enjoy
barbecue,
some Yuengling.
all that good stuff.
Bleck Abdalla hanging out with you. We had baseball during the day. The Cubs beat the Marlins earlier today 2-1. They're now 30-20 on the season. They will face off against the Reds in Cincinnati on Friday. The White Sox lose to the Mariners. You heard the game right here on ESPN 1000, 6-5 earlier today. The Sox, their next contest Friday evening. They host the Rangers. The White Sox are 15-35. The pregame show on Friday will be at 6 o'clock with Jeff Meller right here on ESPN 1000. Baseball to the side, Abdalla. There's a lot of football news going on today, both national with situations in regards to rules around the National Football League, and then also with the Chicago Bears. OTAs are going on. Today was a day that the media was allowed to be at Hallis Hall to report, to watch, to be there, to watch practice and OTAs. And from all reports, the Bears had a legitimate practice for 2 hours today up in the Dome at Hallis Hall, which is not something that we're used to seeing for an OTA in these mini camps before we get to training camp with the previous regime. So Ben Johnson actually has these guys getting some work in here in the spring.
How low is the bar that we are like, they actually they sweat today maybe.
For 2 hours.
For 2?
They were out there working.
They were working.
I love it.
Wow.
I think it's fantastic.
I mean, it's great, but at the same time, they're in shorts, they're in helmets.
Hedge anything.
No.
No hedging.
I'm
this
not
is
hedging
when you
anything.
get work done.
I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is different. This is what football teams are supposed to look like. This isn't supposed to be some lackadaisical, let's, ramp up to training camp and then slowly get ready for the season and then come out flat against the Titans. This is we are a professional football team. You have a real head coach now, someone who's been eyeing a job like this for however long and has been the highest sought-after coach for the last 2 or 3 years, and he is making the most of it, right? Like, he is checking all the boxes right now. He's checking all the boxes at the podium. He's saying all the right things. He's, very motivated and very intense when it comes to on the field, and you're seeing that, and the media got to look at that today when he's going after players in an OTA. That's great. I'm not saying it as, sarcastically. Like, he should be going after players in an OTA. This is when he said it. We're supposed to be making mistakes now. We're making mistakes. You get those out of the way before training camp, during training camp, so you come out ready and firing, because there are only 17 of these things, and you have to make the most of them.
Nobody in their right mind is, at this moment, doing win-loss based on OTAs.
No.
In their right mind, right? But to get to the win-loss in the fall, that's something that you have to look at and maybe suggest that there's a situation that you need to put in the work now to get to that point. So I think, that's where – tell me if I have a correct read on this. Matt Eberflus was insecure in his own abilities. Therefore, he looked to veteran players to kind of run the show because he didn't really know what he was doing. Ben Johnson strikes me as someone who's extremely confident and secure in his own coaching abilities. Therefore, he is open and willing and showcasing that he is going to coach everyone the same. If you are someone that's been on this roster for multiple years, you're, quote, a star, you used to be a captain, you might be a captain in the future, whoever you are, they are coaching these players as they are all equals at this moment because this is the way you should do it because the coach himself is secure in his own skin and he's confident in his own abilities. Is that a proper read on it? Because I always felt that Eberflus didn't really know what he was doing. So he felt like he had to kind of be buddy-buddy with the guys who were like the, quote, stars because he didn't want them to turn on him type of thing. But none of it really worked.
No, I agree with you because I think, too, when you look at it, you're not hearing, at least from what we heard from, Waddle and Silvy who were up there talking about it before we came on. This wasn't also like where you're like, oh, Dennis Allen is really getting after guys. Ben Johnson's just kind of watching. Dennis Allen is the one getting after the defense. And like Ben Johnson is kind of, working with Caleb and all that kind of stuff. No, Ben Johnson is going after dudes. He's not relying on the guys that are on his staff that have been head coaches before. The way we've seen first-time head coaches rely on guys that they bring in to help them out that have already been head coaches that have been let go before and have moved on and now, are defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators, however it is. So he's running this as if, and I like it, as if like the season, like they should be running all of these as if the season were starting tomorrow. Because you have to run these with a sense of urgency. Also because
there's work to be done.
Well, yeah, because it's a new coaching staff.
Yeah.
This is a new system for everybody. Dennis Allen, even on the defense, new system for everyone. New system for the offense, new system for the defense. Everyone has to learn. And that's what I liked about Ben Johnson today saying that we're I don't understand how many phases there are because we're already in the third phase. When is next week the fourth phase? Is the fourth phase training camp? Are there 5 phases? How many phases are there? We're already in the third phase. But he's already saying that we're making mistakes. That's fine. We're supposed to make mistakes. There's the story going around today about him going after Cole Kmet because he wasn't lined up properly, and he went after him and then told him where he needed to be, and that's fine. Yell at veteran players. That's good. You should be doing that because you're coaching everybody, like you said, the same. These guys talked about it last year, how they wanted to be coached harder, how too many things in these OTAs and in training camp were just let go. Mistakes were just like, okay, well, we'll just get it right next time, guys. That's fine. Don't worry about it. No, you need to hold these guys accountable. They make millions of dollars to play a game. Like, that's what it comes down to. And you need to hold these guys accountable. He knows what it's like. Ben Johnson came from the organization that has been at the top of the division for a while, for a few years now. They've been to championship games. He knows what it takes to be successful year in and year out. And he's bringing that here to a team that went from 3 wins to 5 wins. Like, you can't get any worse right now. You need to get better, and he's bringing that so far.
312-332-3776 is the phone number if you want to join us. We're talking Bears football. We're talking all kinds of football. Quite honestly, there's no easy way to do this, and with breaking news.
This is Breaking News, brought to you by the Advantage Dealer Group. Breaking news on ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
The Indianapolis Colts, Adam Schefter, the NFL, everyone is reporting at this moment that Colts owner and CEO Jim Irsay has passed away. The Colts have released a statement. We are devastated to announce our beloved owner and CEO Jim Irsay passed away peacefully in his sleep this afternoon. He was 65. So Jim Irsay, from Illinois, from Lincolnwood, the owner for the Colts for a very long time, since 1984?
Yeah.
Has passed away.
And like a very involved owner.
Yes.
Like very involved with day-to-day football operations.
Front-facing.
Yeah, absolutely. Not one of these, behind-the-scenes guys that kind of let everybody else run things. He, was very vocal on Twitter and like very present at games and really, took pride in, the good years of the Colts, the Manning years and Luck years and all that kind of stuff, and trying to bring them back to what they were. And, as someone whose family has season tickets to Colts games, my wife's family does, they love him as an owner because he's a guy that tries to win year in and year out. He's not just, someone who's trying to make money off the club as like a side asset. He's someone that is very involved in the community, wanted to win, and always wanted to have his team be one of the best in that division and one of the best in the NFL.
So the breaking news at this hour, Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay has passed away at age 65. The Colts have announced this evening. Bleck Abdalla, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Bleck Abdalla. ESPN Chicago.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois.
With 3 locations to serve Chicagoland, Advantage Chevrolet gives you so much more. Visit and see the amazing inventory and savings at Advantage Chevrolet Hodgkins. And Advantage Chevrolet values your time. They'll have you in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right. Drive off in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they will make your first car payment. Visit AdvantageChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Must mention offer upon arrival before negotiation. Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
Guys, it's Carmen. You know I love the food scene in Elmwood Park, but we're joined by someone even more biased, the mayor of Elmwood Park himself, Skip Saviano.
I've got the best job, Carm. The restaurants are amazing, but there's much more that makes me so happy in our little hidden gem of a community.
So what makes it special?
The people, no question. Elmwood Park's neighbors care for each other, the families thrive, and businesses succeed.
I definitely feel that every time I come through.
You know, we hook you in with a meal, and the next thing you know, you're moving in.
Tell him, Mayor Skip.
Elmwood Park is waiting for you.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
$5 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $5 million for a client who was injured due to a medical error. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group.
You're listening to Bleck and Abdalla on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN Chicago. If you miss something, get the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app.
Bleck and Abdalla brought to you by Yuengling. We will continue with the Bears calls at 312-332-3776. There is breaking news in the NFL at this hour. The Indianapolis Colts have announced that their owner and CEO, Jim Irsay, has passed away at age 65. Colts owner Jim Irsay, who has led the team since 1997 and has presided over the Colts' storied franchise great era, has passed away. He died in his sleep this afternoon. That was the latest from the Colts just moments ago. So that's the breaking news around the National Football League. We will also have some conversation about the rules in the NFL, Abdalla, that the one that did not go through and the one that was pulled off the table before the owners could even vote earlier today. So a lot going in the NFL. And then OTAs with the Chicago Bears here. And the Bears having a 2-hour practice, which is unusual for this time of year because we're not used to a team trying to compete. like isn't that the moral of the conversation? Is like, we're surprised that they practiced hard because we haven't seen that. But this is how you should handle, especially as a first-year head coach, entering in OTAs, getting your team ready, a team that did not make the playoffs last season.
Yeah, and I think that's like we shouldn't have to celebrate this. But that's where it is with this Bears organization for the past few years with Matt Eberflus running things. It was very, like, I don't want to call it lazy, but lackadaisical. Like they weren't hard practices. They weren't tough practices. Even the ones in training camp weren't hard. They weren't tough. Yeah, they had pads on and they were quote unquote physical, but for the most part, they weren't very tough practices, and it showed when at the beginning of the season we're talking about all this great stuff with Fields in his first year, and then last year with Caleb and all the connection and everything that we saw in training camp, and then they come up. I know they won, but they didn't win because of the offense in that first game against the Titans. And so, yeah, okay, you had a good practice. This is what it's supposed to look like, so great. It's about damn time.
Here's Ben Johnson earlier today at Hallis Hall, his opening statement when he met with the media.
We've had a great off-season program so far. We're, call it 6.5 weeks into it now. The first 6 weeks went really well just from what we're objective-wise. We got a lot of players, not just as football is concerned, getting better in that area, but they're working hard in the weight room and conditioning-wise. We're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger as a team, and that was really the number one objective that we're looking to get done. And so that continues on now that we've hit phase. It's been nice to get out on the grass and get a little bit more full-speed football going. We're making mistakes just like we thought we would. Second day of install here today, and you could tell we had a little bit more mentals and more pre-snap penalties, and the little details kind of fell to the wayside. So we'll clean that up as we go, but the guys are working their tails off. It's fun to watch them compete. It's been fun to watch the coaches coach, and really excited about the direction that we're headed right now. It's come to my attention that.
So Ben Johnson goes on to talk about addressing the drama that's kind of come up. It's in the book that we talked about throughout the last week. There's a new book coming out by Seth Wickersham. It will come out in September. Excerpts of the book were released last week by ESPN. Seth Wickersham works for ESPN, therefore why it was released by ESPN. And the quotes were vetted and confirmed by Caleb Williams and his dad. So everything that's in the book is factual. So there's a little bit of conversation that we've had about it over the last couple of days. Ben Johnson addresses this with the media at Hallis Hall.
It's come to my attention that the quarterback's been out in the media over the last week, and just to get out in front of that a little bit, I just wanted to say I wasn't here last year, and so I can't speak too much in terms of what it was like before he got here and when he got here last year. But from my 4 months on the job, he's been outstanding to work with, and we just are focusing on getting a little better every day.
Ben Johnson also talked with Caleb about the book.
Yeah, we talked about it last week after it came out, but he's his own man. He's going to be treated as such. I think we're both really looking forward to turning the page on years prior and focusing on the here and now.
I like that the head coach addressed the conversation that was out there. I personally, in what we talked about with Yurko last Friday when we filled in for Carmen, was I think the book kind of makes Caleb look good, because the quotes that are attributed to the quarterback, now his dad's out there trying to manipulate things before the draft, but it's Caleb that went to his dad to say, let's not nuke the city. I can win there. I can do this. So I think the book actually makes Caleb look good. What do you think of the way that Ben Johnson handled it today?
Yeah, I think he handled it well. He didn't wait to be asked about it. He knew he was going to be asked about it, so he came forward and just said, look, I know you guys are going to ask me about it. He did already address it. He was on with Colin Cowherd the day the article came out and, essentially said the same thing. And he's right. None of what happened before Caleb became a Bear matters, really, because he's a Bear. He went and met with them, like you said, told his dad, I can do this. I can turn this franchise around. Obviously not with Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron. So now you have because he wanted to go to the Vikings. You have your Kevin O'Connell here, ideally. You have your Kyle Shanahan. you have your Sean McVay in Ben Johnson. And if it works out and he's a successful head coach, then Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams will both be here for a very long time, hopefully.
Ben Johnson had a chance to talk about building that relationship with Caleb Williams, and this was earlier today at Hallis Hall.
Him in that relationship?
It's still early. It's still early. We're getting to know each other. He's been in the building 6.5 weeks now, and getting to know him level, and the more time we spend together, the better I feel. We got a great coaching staff around him as well, with JT Barrett leading the charge, Declan's in the room, Press Taylor's in the room. So we've got some good seasoned voices in there. And then you bring in a guy like Case Keenum. He does a great job with his experience bridging that gap sometimes between coaching and playing, and finding any potholes that could be in there. So I feel really good about the mix around them, and that allows the relationship just to naturally form.
Yeah, and I think the way that they have set up this room for Caleb Williams, they'll get the most out of him. I don't doubt that at all. I think the way that they have this set up, you heard what Ben Johnson said. You also have a veteran quarterback who's been in many different quarterback rooms. He's a guy that's been a career backup for the most part. He's had a couple of spots where he's started for large extended periods of seasons, but for the most part, Case Keenum is a career backup. He's a guy that's been around. He's going to be able to help. He knows his role in this team. And even with Tyson Bagent being in the room, he'll be able to get to learn with this quarterback room as well. So I think the quarterback room is set up for success to get the most out of Caleb Williams.
I think everything's going to make sense. And that's like the main point, right? Is that when Caleb Williams was meeting the media with Shane Waldron as the offensive coordinator, there were complaints that, it was taking forever to get the play in. They were long, drawn-out play calls, and he couldn't, relay that in time, and then everything was taking longer than it was supposed to, and there was really no flow to the offense. Plays didn't amount to anything, and there was no cohesiveness. This play leads into this play, which leads into this play, like we did that earlier, and then we're going to go back to that play later, something like that. There was none of that in his first year. Now, if there's a mistake made, you'll look at it, it'll be corrected, and everything will have a reason for doing it. Like, they're not just going to, randomly pick plays and let Madden pick for you, like in the video game when you don't know how to play, because that's how it felt a lot of the times last year when Caleb was out there.
You can't actually play without picking the plays.
Some people do.
No, you can't play. The only reason you play Madden is because you think you're a little offensive coordinator in your bedroom.
And that's why,
the only reason you do it.
And that's what I'm telling you.
Because you think that you're a little genius.
Well, and that's Shane Waldron was not.
Bleck Abdalla.
Bleck Abdalla, ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. The Memorial Day sale is on at all 12 Hawk Auto locations in Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 brands. Save with 0% financing for 72 months or make no payments for 90 days. That's no interest for 6 years or no payments till August. Get your Memorial Day savings at hawkauto.com.
HawkAuto.com.
$13.89 per month per thousand finance on select models with approved credit.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's time to make your yard the best on the block with Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot. Start by keeping the weeds at bay with Earthgrow mulch, now 4 for $10. Then keep your garden thriving with Miracle-Gro garden soil, now on special buy, 4 for $10. Give your neighbors yard envy all summer long with Memorial Day savings going on now at the Home Depot.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Bleck and Abdalla are back on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN Chicago.
It's Bleck and Abdalla, weeknight, 6:30 to 8, right here on ESPN 1000. We are brought to you by Yuengling. Tonight at 8, we will take you into coverage of Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Pacers at Knicks. So we will go to ESPN's coverage of the Eastern Conference Finals coming up at 8. Bleck and Abdalla with you. Until 8, we'll take your phone calls at 312-332-3776. Couple big stories around the NFL tonight and also throughout the day. The one that we need to mention right off the top, in the last 20 minutes, the Indianapolis Colts have announced that their owner, Jim Irsay, has passed away at age 65. They say that he passed away in his sleep this afternoon. Indianapolis Colts owner and CEO Jim Irsay has died. The team announced he was 65. So he's been running the Colts since, 1997?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think earlier than that, because I'm looking at articles here from 95.
He was a part of the team in 84, but the article from Schefter says that he led the team since 1997, okay. So whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the best years for the Colts have been with Irsay running the team.
Yeah, with
the Peyton Manning years were by far their best. They had a couple of years with Andrew Luck as well, but the Peyton Manning years, that franchise with the Patriots, they were the two marquee franchises in the NFL during that time.
Yeah, and more so just a very upfront and front-facing and very vocal owner and very, good in the community of Indianapolis and really cared about the team. We have a few owners in this team that don't seem like they care about the team that they own, and it's just like a side piece for them, for lack of a better word. And Jim Irsay loved the Colts and loved them being good and tried everything he could to be a good owner. And that stadium is state of the art. It's one of the best stadiums. I haven't been to all the NFL stadiums, but from the ones I've been to, it's one of the best stadiums.
It's a good one
in the NFL
for sure.
And obviously he was a part of that because they built that when he was the owner there. So yeah, it's tough for the Colts. It's tough for Colts fans and Jim Irsay's family.
So the Colts announced it about 20 minutes ago that Jim Irsay this afternoon passed away in his sleep at age 65. There's also NFL news that took place earlier today. Abdalla, the proposal to ban the tush push in the NFL fails by 2 votes, sources say. They were missing 2 votes to get it done. So the Philadelphia Eagles, who have popularized the push tush, a play that has really gotten people riled up around the NFL, to ban that play. The Packers were the ones that proposed it. It failed by 2 votes.
Thank God. I'm glad that it failed because I don't care either way. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. I like the fact that Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown is a great bet every single game. That's an awesome way to get a guaranteed ticket every Sunday or whenever the Eagles play. But I don't care. I'm happy it failed because I am so sick of the people that are so anti it being so loud about being anti the tush push. And I wish...
About wanting to ban it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I wish that it was like a Hall of Fame ballot where you only got a certain amount of times and then you couldn't propose it anymore. Like, I wish if it got tabled earlier in the year and then it was voted on today, that was it. Guess what? You can't bring it up ever again. That's it, because guess what? In the next year... We're going to have this conversation all over again. And Diana Rossini, great report. I did not know this. So the Packers proposed this. And Roger Goodell really wanted this thing banned. And what she is reporting is that the Packers were picked to propose this because they don't have a principal owner. So you can't be mad at one person.
Yeah, they're easy to
manipulate.
Sure, or like
they're not. You can't target them because they don't have They don't have like someone
to like push them around type of thing.
Exactly. Like they couldn't say, well, Jerry Jones wants this.
Railroad.
Exactly.
Is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Railroad. Though.
Jerry Jones is very vocal about this, and so you can't do that because the Packers don't have a principal owner. They have a bunch of people that have pieces of paper hung up on their wall. So because of that, now guess what? You get the tush push for another year, and I'm so happy. Suck it, because it's stupid.
You just told them to suck it?
Yeah, I did. Who cares? Who cares? This is the dumbest thing that in the entire NFL offseason. I understand that people get upset that we talk people think that we talk way too much football and not enough baseball, or not enough about the sport that they love. And for this singular thing, I agree with you. It's so stupid that we spent so much time on one play that only one team can run successfully. Stop it. Stop talking about it, and other teams that can't stop it, find ways to stop it. It's ridiculous. I'm so glad this is done for a year.
We because we've been producing a lot of Carmen and Yurko, and we haven't really had the night show.
This has been pent up, man.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And you and I haven't really expressed our true feelings on this and how annoying it has been for the both of us, because the one thing I continuously go to with this tush-push conversation, it is just such total loser energy. Like, being someone that needs to ban it and being a team that wants to ban it and being against it, it is just such loser energy on all fronts. Like, you can't stop it. Your team sucks. Like, you have 3 downs to stop them.
Yeah.
Like, that's, and the other part that I continuously look at, and it's funny that, because we haven't talked about this behind the scenes, but I just feel like it's just, when you look at someone, you're like, that guy ain't got it. Like, it just feels like if you're someone that's very passionate about the tush push, it's like, yeah, okay, buddy, loser energy. Like, that's all it is. The other thing that I think about every single time it comes up is that if a team that was 3-14 last season was 10 for 10 in the tush push, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
No, because if they would have lost the Super Bowl.
The only reason it's a piece of conversation is because the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. And they're the best team in football.
If they would have lost the Super Bowl, this wouldn't have been an issue.
If Carolina was the team doing this, no one would care. It is just such loser vibes.
I almost wanted it to pass just so it would be over. Just so we'd be like, fine, I don't care. Now we don't have to talk about this thing anymore. It's dumb. It's so stupid.
Again, there's only like 2 teams that do it. Buffalo tried in the playoffs. They failed a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
They do it. They've got a quarterback who can handle it. The Eagles do it. It's not this rampant thing. Like, if you want to get rid of something in sports, like, to me, it's the same conversation being like, you're eliminating a 40-foot three-point shot in the NBA because one guy does that.
No more half-court shots.
Curry. Steph Curry's the only guy that pulls up from 40 feet, so we have to eliminate it. And it's like, okay, but sometimes Trae Young thinks he's Steph Curry, so he tries it. It's like, oh, fine. You got one guy who's trying to do it. He's trying to play Steph Curry while trying to do it, but, like, you don't eliminate it because one guy.
No more half-court shots. Sorry. Can't do it anymore.
So, yes, it failed by 2, which means probably with more positioning and conversations over the next year and whatever happens,
here's the thing.
It will probably be passed at some point.
Goodell wants it passed, so it's going to get passed.
So they're going to vote on it again next season, and it'll come up again. The other thing that took place earlier today is that the Lions proposed a reseeding of the playoffs for each conference, just so 1 through 7. Now you get the wild card teams, you get the division winners that get the automatic first 4 bids for the playoffs, and then the wild cards. Mm-hmm. That was pulled before they even voted on it. And again, I'm glad that they pulled it because I feel like football is special because divisions matter. And you play the teams in your divisions more. And I understand as they expand the schedule, the amount of games in your division is just a smaller piece of the pie, but you still play them more than you play anyone else. And I think tradition in football matters. I think playing those same teams multiple times in a season matters. And I like it. I like celebrating divisions, and there should be something to value winning your division. And shut up. I get it. I've watched football just like you, yelling at me that the Seahawks hosted a game while only having a 7-win record at home. I understand. Mm-hmm. It has happened a couple of times. Guess what? The sun came up the next day and we all moved on with our lives. It's okay. Divisions are cool. Like, that's a part of all of sports that is starting to get really sad, is that the NBA made the conferences and the play-ins to the point that the divisions don't matter. Mm-hmm. Baseball keeps adding wild cards, and time by time, it feels like the divisions don't matter as much. The balanced schedule isn't what it used to be in baseball.
Yeah.
So I like the NFL having divisions. I'm glad that they pulled it and they didn't actually vote on it today.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is something that I think will eventually happen. I think that they're, reading some of what Albert Breer has been writing about this for Sports Illustrated and saying that maybe the proposal is, okay, you still get a home game if you win your division, but you have to be over 500 or something like that. Where, like, again, you're tweaking with it too much.
Happening?
I mean, look,
it happened once in like 20 years.
This is also coming from the same guy that wants a golden game in the NBA, which we don't have time to get into and explain, which is stupid anyway, but that's fine. No, we don't have time. Go back and listen to it on a podcast. Find it on the ESPN Chicago app. Look up golden game and find it. It's stupid. But I'm not going to fight this as much as I'm fighting because I don't think people are as vocal about this, because I think that you're right. Once we get to 18 games, that people will just say, okay, fine, this is what's going to happen. It's not fair that a 7-win team hosts a game versus a team that wins, 13 games, and that's not fair because the other team in their division won 14 games. And I can understand that argument because it's a fine argument. I agree with you. Divisions should matter. I don't care. You should win your division. It's not your fault that your division sucks. It's not your fault that, you're bad, but the rest of your division is even worse. You can't control what the rest of your division does. You're only in control of what you can do. And if you win your division because you only win 7 games and everybody else only won 6, 5, or 4, then so be it. That's how the cookie she crumbles. But that doesn't happen every single year, okay? It happens every few years. And eventually they're going to go to 18 games, and then maybe eventually they go to 19 games. Who knows? And they're going to go to 16 international games. And so that's fine. I'm not going to fight this one as much as I'm fighting people that are so angry about men pushing a man pushing another man over an imaginary line.
Yeah, I feel more passionate about the tush push than I do the reseeding. The reseeding, I just think it's like why it's a perfect product to begin with.
It's ratings, though.
You don't have to mess with how. Explain. It's not ratings.
It is, though.
How is it ratings?
It is because it is.
Disagree.
You said explain, and then you're interrupting me. Shut up. This is how it affects ratings. Go back to last year's playoffs. Go back to last year's Week 18 games.
Sure.
In Week 18, none of the games at noon and none of the games at 3 o'clock mattered. There was no reason to turn on the NFL until 7:30 at night. And guess who was mad about that? Roger Goodell.
No.
So now they want a reason. Yes, they were. They were
the
upset.
ratings down in week
Doesn't
17
matter.
and 18?
I'm sure they were. Look up Week 18. I bet you they were down from Week 18 before if it mattered.
Okay. Fine. You can say that.
I can say
How many games mattered to the seeding if you just went 1 through 7?
I don't know.
It was 1. It was the Lions and the Vikings.
You don't know that? Do you know that?
That was the only game that mattered for anything
for
last
seeding
year.
Also?
I believe so.
Because would the Rams have played their players to get a better seed even though they rested their guys because they knew they won the division? They were going to host the loser of that game.
My point and my retort is that could happen just as much as it could happen.
But it's less likely to happen.
Not necessarily.
It is less likely to happen.
There's no guarantee that the top of the board...
If you'd rather get a 6 seed rather than a 7 seed, yes, it does.
But there's no guarantee that there's automatic movement on the final day.
Of course it doesn't, but it's more likely that there will be.
We go to Chris in Batavia. You're on ESPN 1000. What's up, Chris?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for taking my call.
Good, man. What's up?
Just wondering, I know everybody's been talking about the tush push. Isn't it just kind of a graduated quarterback sneak with more bodies? And if it's impossible to defend, well, why doesn't every team just practice? It doesn't seem like a rocket scientific kind of play.
Yeah. One would think, right, Chris?
Yes.
Right. And it's just a rugby scrum and push it across. I guess I don't understand what makes it more dangerous or any more dangerous than a quarterback sneak.
I think the difference is in a quarterback sneak, like Tom Brady was like
Thanks,
clockwork.
Chris. Thanks for the phone call.
In the quarterback sneaks, right?
Yeah,
like
he was great at it.
I don't think they were pushing him forward. That's the difference, is that Jalen Hurts is getting 2 other guys to push him through the pile or underneath the pile, whatever way it is, to get over that first down marker or to get a touchdown. He's literally being pushed, and that's what the proposition wants to eliminate, is that you can't push or pull players in any play, not even that play, just any play whatsoever. You can't push or pull players.
312-332-3776 if you want to join the conversation with Bleck Abdalla. The MVP has been named in the NBA. We'll talk about that. Also, we have a robot story, zoo news, song of the night, all coming up before 8.
You're listening to Bleck and Abdalla. ESPN Chicago. This is Chicago's home for sports.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
White Sox fans, we want to reward you with incredible experiences all season long. Enter the Ultimate Fan Sweepstakes for a chance to attend Chicago's hottest summer events. This month's winner will receive 2 tickets to Lollapalooza and Riot Fest, plus 2 Field Pass tickets to the Flow Rida post-game concert presented by Coca-Cola on June 27th at Rate Field. To enter, visit whitesox.com/sweepstakes.
Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. With excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options, I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook for yourself.
If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit BeBolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
Hey guys, it's Silvy from my friends at Window Nation. Call them today at 866-90-NATION because now is your best chance to get new windows, especially with prices going up. Right now, they've got a great deal. You get 4 windows free when you buy 4, plus a free entry door when you buy a house full of windows. And check this out. No money down for 2 full years. It's a smart move, so do not wait. Do what I did and call Window Nation at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
The Nissan No-Hitter is back on the White Sox Radio Network. Head to NissanNoHitter.com to enter, and if the Sox throw a no-hitter this season, you could drive away in a brand new 2025 Nissan Rogue. Presented by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Nissan dealers.
You're listening to Bleck and Abdalla on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN Chicago. Listen to us now, live on the ESPN Chicago app.
Bleck Bleck Abdalla brought to you by Yuengling, hanging out with you until 8 o'clock right here on ESPN 1000. We go to Nick in Seven Bridges. You're on ESPN 1000. What's up, Nick?
Hey, guys, it's your favorite caller.
What's up?
I know sometimes, like, the producer doesn't hear me say my name, but it's whatever. I appreciate Waddle for the nickname.
McRobert. Yeah.
McRobert at Seven Bridges.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Shout out to Waddle. So, Bleck, I
Yes.
just want to, I am a bedroom genius. I just want to let you know.
Yeah,
we're
playing Madden?
going 17-0
Yes.
on Madden.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're the next
There's no
big
other way
thing
to
as
do
far
it.
as offensive minds go.
My favorite franchise ever was actually a couple of years with Nick Chubb. I just had, 200 rushing touchdowns with that guy. But anyways.
I digress.
The tush push?
Yes.
Yeah, I digress, as Mitchell from Des Plaines would say.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait.
Yeah.
The tush push, like the QB sneak, I don't think they should ban it. But I think the whole thing is, people are forgetting, they used to call penalties on someone advancing the runner from behind. And I
Yeah,
haven't
back
seen
in
them call it for a couple of
2005,
years.
right? It's been since 04 or 05.
Because, in the past couple of years, even David Montgomery on the Lions has gotten pushed, downfield. The Lions, linemen are running downfield to...
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know. That's the part that's kind of, questionable, but,
Well, I'll say this.
it's just a QB sneak.
When you're at a
I don't
game...
know if Saquon
one of
Barkley
the-
should be able to run up and also push Jalen Hurts in. But,
Yeah, I mean, I would say this, McRobert. When you're at a game, one of the best plays to watch happen where the crowd really gets excited is when you get a big ugly running down the field and then pushing the pile forward and your team is just running the football well.
Mm-hmm.
The fans go nuts in those situations. Those are fun plays. I don't think that should be
You're
a
right.
penalty.
So I guess with the downfield part, they're not wanting to call it anymore, but how you guys were saying Roger Goodell is kind of against it, they're probably starting to be well, maybe we should call it when it's at the line of scrimmage. And I think that's really the only issue about it. But it's just QB sneak, right?
Yeah.
Later.
Thank you for the call.
Thanks, Robert.
McRobert, Seven Bridges. Not Nick. McRobert.
I get it. Someone, and because you saw after it didn't make it through or didn't pass, people were who'd I see? Bill Simmons was this will get banned when there's a catastrophic injury. Shut up.
Are you talking about loser energy again?
Yeah, it's football. Every time,
catastrophic injury. Have you not watched football?
Have you not watched football?
That could happen on every single play.
So we're just done with football.
There's no more football.
That's it.
No more football for
That's
anybody.
it. This flag football in the Olympics is going to take over. That's what we're doing.
I'm not
That's what we're doing.
participating in that conversation.
That's what we're doing
If you
now.
want to debate that, go ahead. I
Dude,
think that's idiotic.
I don't care what happens. I just
Are
want.
people really geeked to watch flag football in the Olympics?
I just want to go to a bar and chant USA, USA.
Yeah,
that's
but
all I care about. Any more games that we can win more?
You want to talk about people being upset? Just wait when your star wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, tears his ACL playing flag football in the Olympics that against countries that don't have football, period.
Yeah.
Who are you playing against? The Canadians?
No.
What
maybe.
what is this?
Listen,
Who are you playing against?
If the Jamaicans can have a bobsled team, then
the Italians can have a football team.
Yeah,
a
then
flag
what are we?
football
Then
team.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, I understand.
There's a whole movie about it.
That there will be teams to participate as an Olympic sport.
And guess what?
What are you winning? You're the only country that does this.
In 20 years, there'll be a movie.
There's only
about
downsides.
Some Taiwanese team putting together 7 dudes
taking down NFL All-Stars.
And it's someone's playing Justin Jefferson, and then this guy from Taiwan is beating the crap out of him.
I just.
It's great.
Oh, no, here he is.
No.
Mitchell in
God
Des
almighty.
Plaines. Hello, Mitchell.
Hello, here Team Gemini and Team Sagittarius. How synchronistic was it with the other caller? What's he called? What was his name?
McRobert. Seven Bridges.
Yeah, McRobert.
He called you out.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that I'm out. He has no idea that I'm out and I'm waiting in the queue.
He had no idea you were waiting in the shadows.
None.
Right. So my point is that's a very synchronistic move. That's by the way, that's a sign. When you have synchronicity or you experience synchronicity, that's a great sign. So to McRobert, we applaud you. First of all, my condolences on a serious note to the owner of the Colts. 65 seems kind of young these days, or ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was really big into music, team.
Yes, he was.
I think he would put together like an all-star band. He'd have like the party. You know, he had internal wealth. So he would ask like Hart to come and play. He'd have a full 2 drum kits, you know, a full band. And it's kind of sad that he went so young. But I do digress. Yes. You know, you were talking earlier the week about, I caught a little bit of your midday show because I'm always working. I can't call in. And I'm sure a lot of people like that better, by the way. But the fact of the matter is that Carm was talking about, well, they didn't take, obviously, in 1979, they didn't take Joe Montana because they thought Vince Evans was, that's not what happened. In 1978, Neil Armstrong takes over from Jack Hardy.
The Moon?
Armstrong wanted Warren Moon, but Warren Moon was signed to the CFL with the Eskimos, the Intamin Eskimos, and they wouldn't let him out of his contract. So in 79, you had Mike Phipps, Vince Evans, because they benched Bob Avellini, because in 78, he went like 4-12. Like, it was just a terrible season. So what happened was the majority of the snaps and starts in 79 were Mike Phipps. And the reason why they don't go to Joe Montana, because they knew coming out of Notre Dame, he was going to ask for big money. And everybody knows that George Halas was cheap. He did not want to pay his players. You ask any ex-Bear from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s especially, and maybe somewhat of the 80s, he was not a big spender. So he's like, look, you know, we drafted Vince Evans in 1977 in the 6th round, and we got this veteran quarterback that won a few playoff games with the Browns in Mike Phipps. So he was a starter. And that year, in 79, for those that are keeping track, they go to the playoffs, and they get beat in the 1st round by the Philadelphia Eagles. In 1977, Bob Avellini, who was drafted in the 75 draft, they go to the 77 playoffs, and they get killed or destroyed by the Dallas Cowboys. And they just targeted Walter Payton, and Bob Avellini was just basically useless. So my point was, if you look at the bottom line with regards to George Halas' spending thrifty habits, that's the main reason why they don't pick up Joe Montana or Steve DeBerg or any of the elite quarterbacks of that era, because Halas wasn't going to pay for it. That's why you had Gary Huff. That's why you had Bobby Douglas. That's why you had Bob Avellini. Evans made a deal with them. Then you had Mike Phipps. And then you had a guy named Rusty Lush. He lasted off for 2 seconds. So maybe Jim McMahon, probably got the most out of George Halas, but I doubt it. And then, of course, through the ages, through the decades moving forward, the Bears have always missed an opportunity. You could have had Mahomes, but they went with Trubisky. Great move. They fall on a falling knife with Justin Fields, where you could have had, obviously, better choices in that draft. And look what happens.
And now we have Caleb.
Butterfly effect.
And then let me ask you this, Chris. You're a big, you follow his story because I guess you're a big USC. So the story that surfaced, I heard on your station about some article came up that he did not really want last year. He wasn't being taught. But is that true? Can you speak on that, please?
Please.
Yeah. I think it is true. I don't think he was getting help last season. And then also the thing that I added last week when we were talking about it on the show is that Lincoln Riley, even though he is looked at as a quarterback guru and an offensive genius, his play system is very small. And if you watch Lincoln Riley on the sidelines, he's holding like an index card. Like they all run the same offensive plays out of the same sets. So like there's not really a lot that the quarterback is doing outside of just clapping his hands and throwing the football to the right progression. He's not really choreographing before the pre-snap what's going on. So I'm not surprised at all. I think that's common for a lot of quarterbacks coming into the NFL.
But don't you think the scouts or the people that were looking at Caleb Williams, don't they see that when they're going
I think, but Mitchell, I think that's normal for most college quarterbacks now. I don't think that's unique to Caleb Williams. I think that's just the way college football offensive systems are ran now. Like that is 100% how Tennessee does things. Like Tennessee's entire gimmick is get to the line of scrimmage as fast as possible and to spread you out. Mm-hmm. That's all they do. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
Bottom line.
Go ahead.
Bottom line is that why is it that some quarterbacks that come out just seem to look different, like the guy from Washington.
Yeah.
And is he just an anomaly compared to what you said about the spread offensive system in collegiate sports? And the bottom line is this: why aren't more college teams using an NFL type of offense? And that's the bottom line.
There you go. Thank you, Mitchell. Have a great day, Mitchell.
You too. Take care.
Mitchell and Desplains.
There he is.
To answer those two questions, one, you can leave the music on. Okay. We let that music kind of roll here on the evening program.
I think because we're brought to people by Yuengling that every time he comes on, I crush 2 Yuenglings like Stone Cold.
Just start dousing the entire studio in light lager.
Yeah.
So one, to answer that question, was why the guy at Washington was successful. They implemented some of his college system into the way they developed their offensive system last year. They started him off with his system
and then
from
slowly
college.
put in NFL plays. And they talked about that, whereas Caleb, they were just like, here's all the NFL plays at once.
And then why don't college teams run more of the NFL system?
Because it takes longer to teach.
What players are staying on campus for more than a season?
Yeah.
You can't build on anything.
No, Caleb left.
The kids, you might not be the starter. Okay, transfer portal.
Bye.
All right, you jump there. Oh, you jump to a new school. Oh, I'm not getting enough of this. Oh, I'm going. How could you run an elevated NFL style system in college anymore? Guys are jumping from school to school every other day. I think those are the answers. How about that? Mitchell and Desplains. We have one show in 2 weeks, and then Mitchell pops up. I love that.
We'll talk to him June 16th.
If we have a show, barring the NBA Finals. That night's supposed to be Game 5 of the NBA Finals. So.
Joined in progress.
Bleck Abdalla, we'll be back.
Chicago's home for sports. Bleck and Abdalla. ESPN Chicago.
Hey, it's Carmen, and I've got the golf course for you, a championship-style course, quiet atmosphere, unrivaled course conditions. I'm talking about Stonewall Orchard Golf Club. Stonewall Orchard's been one of my favorite courses in Chicagoland for years. Check them out up north in Central Lake County. Their pristine country club course conditions are a huge draw. They have been the host site for the Illinois PGA, several U.S. Open qualifiers, and currently the Korn Ferry Tour qualifier. Treat yourself to one of the finest must-play courses in the Midwest. Go to stonewallorchard.com and book a tee time today.
Property managers and GCs use FinishingChicago.com's contractors for finishes and protective coatings in the most iconic venues, interior spaces, and essential infrastructure. Our painters apply industry-leading commercial and industrial finishes inside and out, so your biggest assets always put their best square footage forward. FinishingChicago.com has your free list of painting, wall covering, glass systems, drywall finishing, and signage contractors. For a great finish, start with FinishingChicago.com.
Guys, it's Carmen. You know I love the food scene in Elmwood Park, but we're joined by someone even more biased, the mayor of Elmwood Park himself, Skip Saviano.
I've got the best job, Carm. The restaurants are amazing, but there's much more that makes me so happy in our little hidden gem of a community.
So what makes it special?
The people, no question. Elmwood Park's neighbors care for each other, the families thrive, and businesses succeed.
I definitely feel that every time I come through.
You know, we hook you in with a meal, and the next thing you know, you're moving in.
Tell him, Mayor Skip.
Elmwood Park is waiting for you.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Look for Mirafast at Walmart today.
Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Listen for Danny Acker and the Crane Chicago Sports Business Minute, airing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on ESPN Chicago. Presented by Chicagoland BMW Centers. It's Bleck and Abdalla. Follow us on the gram at Bleck and Abdalla and at ESPN_Chicago. This is Chicago's home for sports. ESPN 1000.
Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you at 312-332-3776. Brought to you by Yuengling until 8 o'clock. You know, Abdalla, summer is on the horizon. Maybe you can take a road trip, good old-fashioned American road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Drive across this great country.
Mm-hmm.
You love the pools, summer camps, maybe a little golf.
Yeah.
Outdoor backyard parties.
All that good stuff.
Maybe a summer reading list.
Okay.
Do you have a summer reading list? I think a lot of people like to look at the summer and they put together a reading list, and they're like, I'm going to accomplish something with my summer.
Yeah, it used to be that college football magazine to get ready for Chicago's college tailgate. No, I don't have to do that anymore.
I saw a story from over the weekend. Once again, AI technology and the robots are coming for us all. This is a local story. The Chicago Sun-Times. Did you see this? Did you receive this over the weekend? On Sunday,
yep.
In the Chicago Sun-Times, they ran a supplement to the paper. So it's like one of those that you pull out of the paper, right? And it had a summer reading list that was put together. And the titles of the summer reading list were all completely made up by artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
by AI.
That's the problem when you trust your chat GPT to do things for you.
So this was something, people saw this over the weekend in the Sun-Times. They were like, here's the summer reading list. Some of the descriptions were like gibberish because it was AI written. Mm-hmm. And then the titles were not real books. It wasn't real. Here in Chicago, this Chicago Sun-Times.
Wow.
Hardest working paper in the country. How did this happen? So apparently the pullout of the paper is they contract a separate company to create
they
that.
Outsource it.
That company outsourced the work for their work to a freelancer, and the freelancer just used ChatGPT.
Well, listen, when you freelance, you don't have a lot of time on your hands. You got to be freelancing a bunch of jobs.
The freelance writer of the section said he used AI chatbots and didn't double check the work.
Dude, how hard is it to find books? There's new books every week. Find new books.
The paper, the Chicago Sun-Times said they will take more care in the future.
Oh, yeah?
In what they put out.
Will they?
How lazy do you have to be if your job is a freelance writer coming up with a list of summer book reading?
Just go to books.
Just type in AI, ChatGPT, write me up a review of some summer reading books. Here's my list. Fake books. I could not believe this when I saw this over the weekend.
I can believe it. Just go to books.com. Seriously, I'm at books.com right now.
I'm sure there's some decent books out there.
Here are books everyone's talking
give me
about.
A book. What's on the list? What do you got?
There's a book. Let's see. Let's find a good one here. There's a new Stephen King, available May 27th.
Okay, that could be a summer reading book.
Some summer horror for you.
Okay.
There's a book called The Doorman, a novel.
Okay.
Don't know what that's about. I presume a doorman. Maybe what he sees coming in and out of the apartment building. Maybe he witnesses a murder.
Here you go. The New York Times bestseller list.
Okay.
Here's number 1 on the list this week. A Curse Carved in Bone.
Oh, wow.
The second book in a saga of the Unfaded series. I don't know what any of that is, but it's there.
Do you like music?
I like music,
Okay, you get the Oasis book. They're going on tour. There's a book called Supersonic. Do you like Mark Twain?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you can read a book called Mark Twain about Mark Twain.
Nate Bargatze, he has a book.
Yeah.
You can read that this summer.
I'm sure it's funny. He's funny. There's a book called Raw Dog. The Naked Truth About Hot Dogs.
Of all of the things that you said that book would be about, I didn't think it would be about hot dogs.
Raw Dog is written in mustard.
Oh, that's creative.
Isn't it?
I'll give him that. You could add the let them theory onto the list, right?
Sure.
Everyone's about the let them theory these days.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it in your algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Let them.
Let them.
So I saw that story, AI technology coming for our newspapers now, where the summer reading list is under attack because the books that they are suggesting are fake and just completely made up.
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Sign of the times. I'm not surprised.
Abdalla, do you have an AI story as well?
Always. Listen, you can't stop artificial intelligence because it can't be stopped because it's not a human, so it doesn't get tired.
Yes, right.
AI can be more persuasive than humans in debates, scientists find.
Okay.
AI shifted participants' views to a greater degree than a human opponent 64% of the time. So if you and I were having a debate and I just propped up a computer, I could persuade you better than me persuading you because you don't listen to me.
That's true.
But if it was AI me, you would listen to me.
And you were using their information.
And I was using, and also if the AI knows who you are. So if it knows you're a 39-year-old man who lives in the Midwest, it will use that information to create arguments that are tailored to persuade you. And so now, in an argument, I can just go, beep, 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 and then I've spit out all the information. What happened to debate? What happened to embracing debate? Soon, you know what this means? AI Stephen A. Smith is coming.
Well,
Stephen A. Smith,
yeah.
you know how you've got the chessman versus the machine?
Right.
You're going to get AI Stephen A. Smith versus
Against
Stephen A. Smith.
just yelling at each other.
Just yelling at each other.
Going to town.
Just hot takes, spitting.
As you were talking, I typed into ChatGPT, make a case for me in defense against the idiots who want to ban the NFL's tush push. And then it said that will violate our usage policies. So I had to correct it and not say idiots.
That's fair.
But they have now given me, in defense of the tush push, why it should stay in the NFL. It is giving me 6 different bullet points.
Wow.
Number 1, it's not broken, so stop trying to fix it. Number 2,
perfect.
It's not unsafe. Stop overacting.
Also
Number 3,
great.
It rewards football fundamentals.
It does.
Number 4, defense can and do stop it. Number 5,
stop it.
Don't blame the rule book for your team's weakness.
Yeah.
And number 6, arbitrary bans create a slippery slope.
They do.
What about power runs on 4th and 1?
Mm-hmm. What are we banning next?
So there you go. I mean, you're right. If you wanted to watch a sports debate show of AI technology just going back and forth against each other.
Mad Dog versus AI Mad Dog.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's something that they can do. Just don't ask it to come up with a book list.
Coming up on First Take, Stephen A. Smith debates Stephen A.I. Smith.
There you go. There's our updates
problem.
and robots.
They're going to come for our jobs.
Well, I mean, someone still has to look it over because the guy in the Sun Times...
No one did.
But that's my point.
Is the editor AI too? Is the editor AI?
I don't know. We lost our robot music.
Oh, that sucks.
I know. There it is. There's the robot music.
Is it AI too? The editor?
He might be. The job market is tough, Abdalla.
Because guess what? An AI is not going to correct another AI.
In summary, the tush push is legal, safe, effective, and deeply rooted in the football fundamentals. If your team can't stop it or run it, that's on them, not the rules. Instead of whining, teams should get better and not get bitter. Let the best teams innovate and make the rest catch up.
Now
to be honest, I think ChatGPT wrote this better than what we said earlier
now do this
at the start
for me.
of the show.
Now say, make the case again, but in the voice of Quentin Tarantino. This is my favorite thing to do with ChatGPT, is just tell it to do stuff in the voice, and it's like, hey, man. And it just goes on a rant about real topics as if it's Quentin Tarantino. Is it doing it? Is it popping it out? Is it thinking? Did I confuse the AI? Why is your computer smoking?
No, it's like 7 different paragraphs.
Yeah, because that's how Quentin Tarantino, he just rambles, man.
You know what gets me? These soft-ass crybabies on the band of the tush push.
Told you! It's great, isn't it?
These guys want to throw a hissy fit because their defense gets pancaked by a 6,000-pound avalanche of shoulder pads and bad intentions. Give me a break. Listen, man, football ain't ballet.
Isn't it awesome?
It's trench warfare.
Isn't that great?
It's gladiators slamming into each other for inches. The tush push is the purest expression of that. No tricks, no flea flickers, no razzle-dazzle. Just a quarterback, a couple of big dudes behind him, and one objective: move that pile. Yeah, and it goes on for like 6 more paragraphs.
Yeah, because Quentin Tarantino movies are 4 hours long.
It's outstanding. All right, Bleck Abdalla, we'll be back with a great song of the night next.
This is Chicago's home for sports on FM 100.3 HD2, the ESPN Chicago app, and ESPN 1000. This is Bleck and Abdalla on ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
We're all better with help. Hey guys, it's Silvy. Take it from me, I use therapy all the time. But too often, people stay silent to avoid being judged. For over 10 years, BetterHelp has been finding the right therapist for people just like you and me. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout and get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout. And let's get the help today.
One moment, life is moving forward. The next, an accident changes everything. Medical bills pile up, work is put on hold, and the insurance companies start making excuses. It's frustrating, overwhelming, and unfair. That's where Postman Law steps in. They have recovered over $3 billion for injury victims, delivering speed, ease, and results when you need them most. Hurt in a crash, injured on the job, sidelined by a serious fall? No matter how it happened, they fight to get you the compensation you deserve so you can focus on healing, while Postman Law handles the rest. No upfront fees, no red tape, just real results. Insurance companies have teams of lawyers looking out for them. You need a team looking out for you. At Postman Law, they take on the fight so you don't have to, guiding you through every step of the process and making sure your case gets the attention it deserves. Don't let someone else dictate your future. Call 844-POSTMAN now. That's 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. Let them deliver for you.
Imagine using your skills and experiences to inspire young minds. We see the teacher in you. No matter your starting point, we can help you become a teacher. Teaching offers consistent pay, a pension, and summers off. Learn how you can be the teacher. Visit BeTheTeacher.org. Sponsored by Grow Your Own Teachers, Illinois.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. The Memorial Day sale is on at all 12 Hawk Auto locations in Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 brands. Save with 0% financing for 72 months or make no payments for 90 days. That's no interest for 6 years or no payments till August. Get your Memorial Day savings at hawkauto.com.
HawkAuto.com.
$13.89 per month per thousand financed on select models with approved credit.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Guests appearing live on ESPN Chicago. Call in on the Yuengling hotline.
Yuengling is in Chicago. After 196 years, you can now enjoy Yuengling Traditional Lager, Light Lager, Golden Pilsner, Black and Tan, and Flight.
This is Chicago's home for sports. ESPN 1000.
I'd like you to meet someone who's really special.
It's Bleck and Abdalla.
A real inspiration.
Follow us on the gram at Bleck and Abdalla and at ESPN_Chicago.
Thank you to Justin Poncher and Jake Santos for producing tonight's show of Bleck and Abdalla. Abdalla, our next show.
June-ish?
Sometime next week, I think.
Yeah, we've got one next week.
It's a good promo there. Brought to you by Yuengling. Sometime next week. Here's the important part. Check out our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla. We will be there anytime there's a White Sox game on in the evenings here on ESPN 1000. And also, check out the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app. So that's where we'll be. If we don't have a show here on good old AM 1000, we will have a show on YouTube and also on the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app. It's all brought to you by Yuengling. Before we get to a great song of the night, Mr. Abdalla, do you have any Zoo news?
Oh, let me check. Yep.
Oh, all right, a little Zoo news.
Well, hello, Mr. Lion. Here's the latest edition of the Zoo News.
What do you have over there?
Something is afoot in Sandusky, Ohio. Cedar Point animals escaped from petting zoo for third time in 1 year. First, there was camel chaos. Next, goats were on the go. Now alpacas run away. Make it the third time animals from a Cedar Point petting zoo reportedly escaped in 1 year. The USDA already cracked down on attraction at America's Roller Coast after 2 camels and a herd of goats escaped from the park's petting zoo last June. Now, PETA says it's calling on the feds to investigate again after 3 alpacas broke loose and bolted through the park. This happened May 9th at the petting zoo at Cedar Point. And like I said, camels on the loose, then goats, then alpacas. No one was hurt, thankfully. But now the feds are being called in to investigate because we know, even though animals, we report on the news of the zoo, even petting zoos, these animals, especially these camels and alpacas, they do not want to be in the zoo.
They want to be let out,
Let us out, let us out, let us out, let us out. The zoo is overloaded.
I would say if you have any information,
amiss, though, if they're constantly being let out.
I would say if you needed, if you see them, alert the authorities, but they caught them, so you're good.
Oh, so they got them. So it's all good.
It's all good, yeah.
All right.
We're good.
Fantastic. There you go. Zoo News.
That's what is new at the zoo.
We will be joining in progress in moments the Pacers and the Knicks game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. But first, we have a song of the night.
Hey, turn up the volume and don't touch that dial because it's time for...
What dial? There's no dial on my phone.
Yeah, it's just an... never mind. Crank the volume because it's time for Bleck and Abdalla's Song of the Night.
Yo, Larry.
Tonight's song, we go to Dio, Rainbow in the Dark. It's your song of the night.
Brings me
Why are we listening to Rainbow in the Dark by Dio off the album Holy Diver?
How about this? Back in 1983, this week, back in 83, Holy Diver was released by Dio. Rainbow in the Dark, one of the hits off of that album.
Great song, great album. Ronnie James Dio. I would say mostly an elite frontman, not with Black Sabbath. He did replace Ozzy for a while. Now, granted, it's very hard to replace Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that. But he did have 3 albums with Black Sabbath. His best stuff, he was in Elf, he was in Rainbow, and he was in Dio. And probably his biggest hits were with Dio. Holy Diver off this album as well, and Rainbow in the Dark. Like one of those classic bands that your parent, that they were this is what's wrong with rock music. Kids can't listen to rock music because there's literally a demonic looking creature on the cover torturing someone.
Yeah, early 80s.
Yeah.
Rock that now today, if kids said, hey, this was hard rock, you'd be like, this is easy listening.
This is nothing, man.
It's got the guitar sound.
There's
sounds,
keyboard in it.
Yeah, it's great.
The
music video for this
out
is funny too.
Doing keyboard
right.
stuff.
It's awesome. And it had a moment. And music's different now, but I feel like if you're someone of an older generation, you definitely are listening to this now, you're smiling, and it will be stuck in your head tomorrow because I know this song will be stuck in my head tomorrow.
I will say that this is doing very well in the Twitch chat.
Oh,
this album was named 16th on Rolling Stone's list of 100 greatest metal albums of all time, which is pretty high.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this is up there with bands like those bands that you couldn't, were bad to listen to. Black Sabbath, obviously. Motley Crue. I'm trying to think of other ones that had demonic, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all those bands where it's classic heavy 80s metal that was not that was very anti-hair bands.
Yes.
This is the anti-Bon Jovi.
They had hair. It looked the same, but they're not a hair band.
Very different.
It's a very different style.
Very different.
All right, Dio, Rainbow in the Dark. It's your song of the night.
Slow fade of an 80s song.
Don't touch
Does the song end? We don't know.
We're just fading it down.
There's no dial on my phone.
Yeah, it's just an never mind. Crank the volume because it's time for Bleck Abdalla's Song of the Night.
Yo, Larry.
We will join In Progress coming up. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks and Pacers. The Knicks lead 54-47. That's coming up next.
Bleck Abdalla on ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
Are you ready to get off